Truth, I swear these guys can handle it when I be bringing fire to the booth. Man, I switch my nail color just to match my hair color. I'll be in my large shades just to keep myself covered.
We've got two esports endemic brands coming together to create a series of products for esports for the biggest stages.
퍼포먼스랑 컴페티션이 주요 키워드다 보니까 레이싱이라는 테마를 잡고 거기서 이제 영감받은 그래픽 요소들이나 다이내믹하고 날렵한 그런 실루엣 같은 것들을 저희 FS1 마우스에 적용을 해봤고요.
我们希望可以协助 POSA 成为电竞圈的顶尖品牌，而 VCT 是其中一个助力。
Red Bull gives you wings.
Push, push, push.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Just Eric's already having a good fundamental read of this. Yep. His targets, Mako.
Yep. Oh! 1 by 1 into the full hat trick. Francis on the side though. You saw it coming together right at the start of the round. One team going one way. Francis has lost his mind. The man of the hour right now, and Jet Boy's tucking his feet into the side. I think he does get traded out though.
Okay, a little bit of a flash as well. And suddenly they get a bit more damage, more players flushed out over. It would be good. Dives on over to the top, but Shota is come online. Possible, especially with that wall. Look at that. Convergent path still collapsing over though. Eco trying to bring up something. Oh. Pulls off a classic right click. A couple as well. Killa comes in with his own. And then just wild swings where Killua is online for the full ace.
17-5. And Ciuta on the lurk yet again. Should be very readable for him. But ace denied.
A little bit better here.
LP actually just firing at my net. Jim just happened to swing into it. So he gets caught. Now the net is in play, and LP finds himself a second duel is dead. Wall will fall, and so too shall Sparrow. LP's going crazy. He finds himself the ace. Blackback sends out. Berserk's gonna fall. Autumn collects the elimination. Kelly S now trying to fight his way back into this one. Spike is going to be planted. And Selman took the time to clear the boom bot and still got the kill. Now Jesse Bash looking for the catch here on the Batman. And suddenly, it's 15 HP apiece. Weapons recovered, and Selman gets the Predator ace.
뻔한데? 하이 민다 하이 간바떼 자
간바레.
하이 간바떼 간바떼 등등 등등 간바떼 등등 가자 화면이 곁털 왜 보여주는데?
아 근데 심판분들 듣는데 진짜 짱난다. 그럼 나 순진스럽다 이런 말 하면 진짜로.
아니 네가 보여줬잖아 임마.
못 참았잖아 형 때문에. 아 나 진짜 짜증나네.
파이팅 파이팅
가봅시다.
I'm gonna swing trophy hobby, okay?
So deep.
Yeah, I can swing deep. Hold on.
Very
Well, just swing or would you do it? Come on.
Just racing. We just go racing.
I'm ready.
Wait, stop. 동아야, 너 그냥 널 거해? 우리끼리 갈게.
Okay. But take info be longer.
Go on, come here. I go with you, go to the left side.
I go with you.
Let's make sure.
That's it. 요도 돼.
뒤에 공 써놓을게, 이거.
아 제발 못 가려 지금 막 찾았어
뒤에 갈때 공 써놓을게.
Fade on jungle. Viper side guys, I think. Could be shower guys.
아 발포 빨리
붙어야 돼.
I'm only charging. The baby boys.
Someone defuse.
I flash go to B. It's up.
아 졌다
Nice, we win. Nice one.
어,
Nice one.
Protect my baby! They never take me, man.
Then you guys go in.
Yeah just full contact
나영다.
실제로 채울게, 실제로. 나이스 막아, 무조건.
아직 못 들어. 오다 막혔어 얘들아. Wait, 3 boys, 3.
Bigyan ko sa tigil, leader.
one maybe
Can you wait? 2 seconds positive.
해븐 나와.
맞을 수 있나? 오른쪽 넘어갈게.
나 해븐 나와. 지켜줄래?
해븐 먹혀있어.
나 비려. 자.
Just 2 seconds. I will smoke CT and we go, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, flash. Flashing red.
해븐 하나. Come on side. Yon blue ball guys. Left side. Big left. 어머 TV 점에.
아군이 한 명 남았습니다.
오면 80, 오면 100.
Okay, let me check it.
I think just go side.
Can we check it? Nice.
good.
Let's go.
자, 나, 뭐.
오케이
왜 가다.
Anyone feeling?
이건 태호가 더 레벨로 나가봐요.
왜 이거는. 너.
누가 뭐라?
이겼지. 네오 팬이.
Spike planted.
ตัวว่ามีอันตีนะคิดว่าติดเลยได้ปะโอ้ยน่าทำได้ไหม
왜 나들어? 유라 팬이.
แต่มันไม่เจอกูตีตายตีตาย
내가 할때요. 미랑.
ตีกันดีแล้วตีนะตี
My ult's ready.
ไปก็เดินตัวเป็นคอนเทนต์เหรอ
เอาน้ำแกปืน
용아 와봐 너 어차피 B랑 혼자 못해서 너가 A 낙해 얘네 A 힘싸움 안 하잖아 그럼 우리 본대 아트 가서 아트 딱 다르면 하자
A랑 확인.
Just fake. Only fake. Just fake.
이게 뻑 빨리 뻑.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go run forward here, then I go back. Walk.
트리플픽 조심해
백사 형이 저 A 뒤쪽에서 본다. 아니야? 갈게. 맨 하나 있었어. 기다려.
아트 뒤통수 조심해
Gaming chamber.
메인 있다.
Get left side. Okay.
That's done.
아트 다이네.
필절공 생겼고
You should.
Carrot.
One here.
Go mark.
One down.
아트 별이다 이거.
저 메인에서 쓸 수 있겠다
탭했다
탭.
Our shot. Nice retake, boys.
Okay.
I don't know.
가베. 이겼네? 이겼어. 뭐야?
No one sick, bro. No one sick, bro.
No. Bro, I thought you guys holding it.
뭐야? 아니 탭을 아무도 안 했어. 자 탭하고 다 싸웠어요 4명.
What? Listen, we only need Maxim to line up for CT, okay?
안 붙어.
아니야, 얼마나 씨.
야, 미쳐 들어라. 거의 다 이겼다, 우리가.
Go ahead and middle, go ahead and middle.
야, I'll start this one. Don't worry. I'll start this one. Ready?
I'm out of here.
가가.
실파야.
건다. 그래.
실파. 샤베 내기래.
아마 띠삐.
네.
짜잔. 나와. 맞다.
숨어.
Go! Fight!
One, two, three.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
6, 7.
Guys, if anyone aces, okay, I want you to stand up. You point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm serious.
Yeah, I'm gonna play like elbow or side push.
I just try to cage Neo Roman.
Hey, Viper, they 오면 지금 뭐 smoke space 있어.
No one B.
올라대 AX I think. 오면 돼.
Alright, guys.
Go, 3, I think.
I can go and lane guys. Wait up.
Right side. I flash right, he's flash right. Don't be.
No?
Viper fit. Boom, hit.
I thought he's close, bro. That's two.
Nice! Come on! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! Let's go! I can't hear anything. Hey, jumping. Mid. I jump in. Nothing in mid. We go sun, guys. Dude, let's go sun. Yes, go sun. I'm gonna go.
Can we go send? Okay, ready? See what?
Going left side.
Let's go send. I think it's this, yeah.
Head up.
Come on.
Okay.
Good boy.
야, 이제 앞에 가. 안 pick 왔어 이제. 그렇지, 제 살펴라 넌. I got ball.
It boys. He help us?
빨리 wait. City. Okay.
Give me. Okay, help me boys.
다음 가.
Go,
Out of here.
Let's go boy.
Jay, I there for you, eh?
Thank you. I love you guys.
No worries.
Thank you, everyone. Oh my god. Rock accident.
No way!
Right into Ivy, setting him up nicely, capitalizing.
Back away, but Dobby's going to be able to pursue. Dobby's just going to be taking that rope across. Meanwhile, Envy says, hey, how's it going? Let's work like this. We're having another incident.
앞에 기다려. 뜨뜨뜨뜨. 가줄게, 뱅.
도마.
아케이드 하나. 일단 하나.
오케이, 아케이드로 하자. 다 아케이드로 하자, 이거.
They're flanking you guys. You guys can't go this guys.
I get bomb.
They push aim in.
야, 밤 있다.
오른쪽, 얘들아, 뛰어. 안 돼.
You guys can fake the B and then go this boys. Let's take the rope, team off. Oh,
What the? God, dude.
Okay, too overzealous. As don't chip, you get caught.
let's go boys. Nice, boys. Let's just like that, okay boys? Let's go.
What the? Is that true?
안 돼. 실화냐? 밥 먹으러 와가 들켰네.
If they lose this game, we'll be a little bit illegal. It's some teams that are amazing at winning pistols. Okay, Downbeat.
디멘tor.
오영이 거 들켰다. 나 아래인 거 들켰다. 야, 나무 조심. 나한테 밀었다는데?
비슷하다. 와.
Oh my god, no way!
나이스. 이게 밧줄 뭐야? 까비. 아, 세겼네. 아니.
For all the macro things still kind of going south now, the alts are slowly starting to come up on left.
Be right back.
They know I play drop, okay?
저 사이퍼 무조건 저 위다. 아니요, 저거 잡는 거 하는 거야, 사이퍼.
This is my spot.
Oh my god! Drop accident! Oh my god! Drop accident!
How many players are going across? No way!
미사일 발사.
갑니다요. 가주세요.
배치 중.
돌게 하나 둘 셋.
Wait, they hold me silent, eh?
야, 미사일 one get dead.
Silent, eh? Alright, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, wait there.
You're not dead, you're fine. Just run away, Lizard. You're good, bro.
Peachy clean. Off to the next one as well. Well, now freaking with the operator.
Whatever plans you had in the last round and this round, they have both started.
と使った方がいいこれ。
これ来てると思う。いるいくね。
で取ってベッドからいい。
いいよ。
กล้องไปเล่นกับนายเลยครับกำลัง
เปิดมาขึ้นเป็นได้วันนึงไอ้กล้องมากันกดชี้มาได้กล้อง
どこにおられるみんな
メイ
一回では
移動しておいよ攞啲頭喂過落嚟
One enemy remaining.
已經ตกใจหมดเลยไม่กด
Oh man, that's a very sad sight, isn't it? Just a graveyard in the dents.
ได้ชี้ไม่หลุดเลยก็ไม่รู้จริงๆ
제가 임포스터라고 말하면 이 사람 임포스터 아니겠다 하고 생각할 줄 알았어요.
Big tigers come from Paper X. I mean, it's like an inside joke, you know. So I know he's from Paper X. At first, I thought he was JJ. But when he said 8, and it was wrong, as I know it's 9, right? So I said, oh, it's probably Jason because he might stupid.
I just figured that he just knew Jason too well, you know. So I was like, I just need to pretend to be Jason. It should be okay. I just assumed it was another angry coach.
いやー難しいよね言葉を考えるって
I'm just thinking like what's Frost gonna think when he saw that, so
I think Jason would scold me. Genuinely, I think he would.
저희 팀이 이제 코치님들 화나게 할 때가 많아서 진정하시라고 보냈습니다.
제가 어리기도 하고 나이 차이가 많이 나서 그냥 아빠 같은 느낌이라서 항상 I love you 했습니다. 기억이 하나도 안 나가지고 한번 머릿속으로 생각해봤는데 뭔가 10개는 너무 많은 것 같고
응원단자.
누가 봐도 나네.
Okay.
Oh wait, Cinder!
Okay.
It's me. Who's the impostor?
Me lah.
It's you.
I'm not a player, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm the TZ. I'm Wingman.
I'm Malarbo.
I'm the booster.
But you say hype leader is not hype leader last time, no? It was like 90-degree posture.
I don't think that's him.
No, it's him. I do contact with him. Hype leader. Oh, I see. I mean, unlucky.
I'm big tiger.
Okay. Okay. 이게 머릿속 생각했을 때 뭔가 7개인 것 같아. 그냥 7개를 했어. 뭔가 10개는 너무 많은 것 같고.
What's the real answer?
저희가 킥오프 시즌 때는 사실 전패로 끝나가지고 많이 아쉽거든요. 그래서 이번 시즌은 이제 이기는 모습을 좀 많이 보여주고 싶습니다.
We've gotten some rest, so we're looking forward to playing again. It's been a long journey, but we're happy to be back home in Korea, so look forward to that.
これからステージ1が始まると思いますが、自分たちがいるグループは日本チームが3チームらしいのですが、それぞれみんな応援してあげてください。よろしくお願いします。 스테이지 1 진짜 준비 열심히 하고 있으니까 믿어주시고 응원해주시면 감사하겠습니다.
We're glad that we have opportunity to play again here in Korea for stage 1. So I hope we bring our best and make some result. Thank you.
This is VCT Pacific 2026. Earn everything.
Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. the match. This is where the party's at. It don't matter where you're from. Can you feel it heating up? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Brand new suit, custom made. First to did, crush the game. Always know what's going down. Got the hottest thing around. It don't matter where you're from. Come on, come on, come on. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this. Never seen nothing like this before. Never seen nothing like this.
This is VCT Pacific 2026. Earn everything.
You know that feeling, fun making for two. You think you hate me, and I think I hate you too. You know that feeling, no one seems to know. But somehow the drama is never running low. Everyone's the same still, somehow. Gossip is what runs this life, runs this town. We laugh, we run, we dance, we stir and sip. Typically
Champions Tour Pacific Stage 1. I'm your host, Victoria, joined by Paperthin and Big Time. Hello, welcome. How was yesterday? Yesterday was all full of drama.
Oh,
so much drama.
Big games yesterday. Yeah, I mean, KRS getting that win over Global, all but confirming themselves for playoffs. They just need a couple of results to go their way now, so I think they'll be feeling very good. G's got to bounce back from that one.
Yeah, it was pretty rough for them. I mean, a surprising 2-0 to me. I thought for sure we're going 2-1 in both series. I mean, second one did, and then after that, yeah, the second series was kind of weird.
It did feel like a 2-1.
It did, yeah, because it was so dominant in every first half by DFM, and then they kind of fumbled on Vine, but then on Lotus and Pearl, they were just like, yeah, okay, we're fine.
Yeah, things are always a little bit weird when countrymen are facing off against each other, but now we are finding out a little bit more who is getting closer to playoffs. Full Sense, of course, is the first team to qualify into playoffs very comfortably, very well deserved, and KRX, they were phenomenal yesterday. You know, you have to hand it to them because at the beginning of stage 1, you know, there were a lot of concerns about this team, but it looks like a lot of things have come into place.
Yeah, I mean, being 3-0 in that group is no small feat. They've already bested Nongshim, of course, coming off the back of a brilliant Master Santiago. Took down a little rivalry there in GE as well. They will be feeling at an all-time high as they move through. They're certainly going to want that #1 seed in Group Alpha, which could be huge as we move towards playoffs, realistically. It sets you up in a brilliant way to try and qualify for Masters London.
Termi haters in shambles. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Termi haters are in shambles again. Yet again, he has proved them all wrong. So I think KRX, maybe a London trip is in the cards for them.
Yeah.
Right back to kind of normal, seeing those boys at some globals, seeing how they can do. But I mean, I think the only concerning thing would be for KRX is that Young looked a little bit off compared to that explosive chamber performance he had. Like they tried it on the Haven, it was not that great, but. Again, he's a rookie, so maybe a little bit more time and he'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely. And to that point about Termi, I think like massive respect to him yesterday. And Young, if he ends up stepping up, this team is going to be really scary to contend with later in playoffs. And of course, in Ho Chi Minh, where we are going to be having our finals, the last 3 days of stage 1's happening in Vietnam. I absolutely can't wait. We talk about this all the time, but Southeast Asia events are really fun. The crowd is absolutely wild. There are tickets left, but they are going really fast, so scan that QR code and make sure you book that. So it's going to be pretty fun. In fact, we have a fun little teaser for you guys coming up in Vietnam.
Last player standing.
Nước sôi. Em gửi cho mình Hạ Duyên nhá.
Cảm ơn anh.
Suy này. Mày mà có pha cờ rồi mày mới tối ấy. Chứ không mà thôi chắc tao cũng không ngủ được đâu.
Nhà Hồ con rùa là rõ. Những cái đà này đằng sau anh em đi VCT Pacific bắn cả khủng bông giấy nó chắc luôn.
Ui, cứ xả.
Che hoài. Tạch vào đi. Nó gọi là cái chỉnh nhé.
Tối qua tao bắn xô ba cái TO á, nhưng này công anh luôn, còn một điểm nữa là đi một tổ rồi.
Đi khoan.
Nam Mô Di Đà Phật, Nam Mô Di Đà Phật. Cầu cho mà bạn leo rank thoát buộc chứ rõ.
Match found.
Thôi, sát sân khấu đi. Sát sân khấu nó gọi là phong thủy.
Chặt cũng được đó. Thôi chặt luôn, chặt lên.
That's right. We're going to be going to Fiske Hall in Ho Chi Minh. Book your tickets now. And I have to say, every time we talk about Vietnam, and of course they show pictures of the food or we talk about the food, every time after we finish, I go home and I order a bowl of or Vietnamese food. Every time. I get so hungry looking at it. And like Kong or like Crazy Guy said here, it's not quite the same here in Korea, so I'm glad we're actually going to Vietnam.
Yeah.
But the Valorant scene there, also really fantastic. Fancy United, one of Vietnam's challenger teams, plays quite well, 4th place this time, but we've seen them at previous Ascension events. And yeah, so I think this is going to be really good because a lot of the Vietnamese fans, there are a lot of Vietnamese fans, basically. Speaking of challengers, let's have a little spotlight because we have our winners from Split 1. And I think there's going to be some not surprises and some couple surprises. And first up for Southeast Asia, the winners are Motive Esports. These guys were actually, the favorites to win it over in Ascension, ended up falling short, but really glad to see that they're picking things back up big time.
Yeah, it's a team that's going from strength to strength, and they always find a way to make it work over there in Challengers SEA. In this tournament, actually, they had a little bit of a sketchy group stage where they didn't, look like there was a chance they might not even make it out the groups. Then they get to playoffs, look absolutely dominant, find their form, and just take it to that next level. They really really mixed that kind of very disciplined play style with the kind of firepower that's so well known in Southeast Asia, and that's why they look so dominant in this league.
Yeah, it's really exciting. You know, a lot of faces that we're familiar with in the Ascension scene there, like Minimize and Darion, you know, guys who have been grinding. You know, Darion, of course, has had a little bit of time here in Tier 1, but, you know, people who have been there since the very start of Ascension, now finding some success. The coaching staff as well. You got your boy Spin there. You got Ben Kai. I mean, that is a star-studded coaching staff, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, a lot of these players have been around for a while. Vera actually had a little debut at Fancy United way back in the day. Speaking of the Vietnamese teams, and Flaring is our other half Singaporean, half French player who's been playing since the beginning of Valorant as well. So a little shout out to Singapore. And KR, let's talk about Korea's Split 1 winner.
Onside Gaming just looked insane the whole way through this playoffs. This team did not drop a map in the playoffs. It doesn't get any stronger than that. And they beat out very good academy teams. We all know how great the scouting process is in Korea. They bested T1 Academy, Genji Global Academy, and it was never close. This Onside Gaming squad just taking it to new heights.
There's a lot of really good players on this team, and I mean, Wolverine's one of my favorites from a long time being in the Korea region. Very, very strong, you know, Viper player here, but he kind of swaps a little bit here and there. But I mean, Siesta's going to be a player we're going to be talking about in the future for a long time. But Korea's so deep with talent. I mean, last year it was T1's Academy that was actually dominating, and those players all kind of scattered to the wind. And now this onside team is just going crazy, and this is a team that actually can do damage if they get through, potentially.
I believe it. I mean, Korean talent, like you said, is so freaking good, and a large reason why. Probably we have 10 Korean players who've ascended into VCT Pacific. They're just so highly talented there, and I think that's relates back to their academy system. But Japan, also, this is something we're really excited for. This is, you know, a region that really loves Valorant.
I am really excited about this team. Obviously, you're going to be looking at Flicker first, the KRX, import, who has been absolutely going crazy for them. Just a talent who is just all over the place. But behind him, there's some really good players. Ken does some really wonky stuff, plays Viper Sage. That's it. That's all he plays. He plays Sage on Bind, and it's crazy some of the walls they come up with. But Nobita is a player that I have on my radar from Japan as being the best scan initiator in the region. I think he might be like better than anybody who's in Tier 1. Just that as a Japanese player that's up there, like he might be better than Yatsuka in my book. Really, really strong. Baz as well took over a couple games for Crest on the way through as a controller. So there's a lot of talent here. And this is a team that I definitely expect to be repeating because they didn't drop a single game.
Yeah, I always love it when we see these Tier 2 teams get, you know, a little bit techie, try some new agent comps. Like you say, bring out so much saves. It can give them such a big edge for those play-ins when they do get here, if these Tier 1 teams don't have practice against these unique styles. So definitely want to watch out.
And the other, Fennel, the team that they beat in the finals, was talking about on Twitter how they were so annoyed going up against Crest because they run this off-meta stuff that counters them.
That must be so infuriating because for Fennel was stopped so many times by Riddle Order, and now that Riddle Order's core is here in Pacific, they still got stopped again. So here are three high performers from all three teams. Darion, maybe not surprising, like you said, he had experience here in Tier 1 with VCT Pacific, and Spin, their coach, also coach from Tier 1.
Yeah, they both had a little bit of time in global esports, different times apart there. Darion really took over this league. I feel like, for me, every time I was watching him, every time he slept alive in the clutch, you just always believed he was going to do it. He has such a tenacity about his play, so for sure one to watch. And then we move along Siesta. I mean, this guy, he's on loan from Genji's Academy, and as soon as he joined Onside, they didn't drop a map ever since this guy arrived. This guy has so much hype behind him in Korea right now.
I think if you wanted to compare him to something that we've seen recently in Pacific, he's like the Primi of Korea. He is going to absolutely destroy, and I don't think he's going to miss a beat when he hits the Tier 1 stage.
Can you imagine loading out your player from Genji Academy, and then he comes and beats you? We're like, what have I done?
You're kind of mad about that. You're kind of mad about that.
And Flicker as well, by the way, for KRX, like, this is an exciting prospect because we've seen time and time again that, you know, when players like Something, Jemkin are playing in Tier 2 Japan and destroying, that they tend to be able to, elevate themselves when they get to tier 1 as well. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see Flicker come in eventually.
Yeah, definitely. I think these are guys to have your eyes on, and 3 teams definitely. I won't be surprised if they end up here in stage 2 with us. It's going to be really exciting as that comes into full fruition. Speaking of destroying, it's Build Diff, where you can unleash explosive performance and productivity with the Predator Helios Neo 16, a gaming powerhouse crafted for passionate gamers. Build Dip. Now this Build Dip, the scores are getting a little bit closer, but one thing remains consistent is that it's always swapping between me and you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a bad day yesterday.
I'm really glad I'm here for this.
I want to gloat a bit, but to be honest, yesterday was a huge gamble putting Absol on it, and I was a little lucky. I was a little lucky yesterday, and let's see if I can be lucky again today. Again, we're going to put together rosters. You want to get as many frags as possible. The roster with the most frags. So let's see your roster today, big time. What you got?
It's all about the kills. Today, I went and simplified everything because yesterday I got stung, putting people off the roll, so I've tried to go more straightforward. Gotta go with Jemkin. He's always so good. He is the guy for RRQ. Francis on that initiator. Ooh. Now, his numbers aren't terrible, but I'm really hoping this is the week he comes off Breach. We're going to talk about that later, but that would be great. Ash actually had a great little debut back, and I think he can continue to pick up some steam. Izu, I want to see him on Chamber non-stop. He's just been electric for T1. Then on the flex, I'm going with Meteor, just because he's also putting up numbers. We've seen him play a little bit of Duelist, but he also flexes around, and he's always good.
Well, I'm hoping the shirt brings you some luck.
That's what I'm hoping for.
It's dazzling.
You look like you're going to go to a disco and just absolutely tear up the dance floor.
I love it. You're going to do a little dance for us if you win today. Or if you lose. Either way, I want a little dance from Morgan. Okay. Interesting roster. I think today's really hard because we have so many really good players who have like ups and downs, and it's really hard to predict over time. So what you got?
Well, you say that, and I have almost the exact same team.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The only difference is I have X-Ross instead of Francis.
Okay, he's popped off too.
He's been so consistent, so otherwise it's literally the same, and just basically the same. If you're not taking Jemkin, you're trolling. You're actually just trolling if you don't take Jemkin. This guy's the best player in Pacific when it comes to just raw firepower. So, I mean, you've got to throw him in there. I think X-Ross has just been a standout since Master Santiago. He really started to find his groove, find his form there, and since then, he has been tremendous for Gnomeship. So the rest of the way through, I agree with you. I think Meteor's due for a big game. I feel like the guy's just too good to just kind of be middling like he has been.
Well, I agree with you about Jemkin. I made a mistake one Build Dip, and I didn't pick him. But looks like we all did. We were all thinking the same thing here. Pilsky going for double, possibly triple Duelist, depending on what people end up playing here.
He's taking a gamble.
But I also went with Danby as well. I was getting greedy and wanted to Duelist, so I put 2 Duelists in. Karen, I know he hasn't, in terms of build diff, hasn't always fragged, but I feel like he's also due for a big one, just like Meteor, so I don't know who's...
Could get some more Phoenix.
Yeah. And so, like, I could end up with 4 Duelists.
Well, everyone took X-Ross apart from me as well. Maybe I'm way off base with this Francis pick. Everyone else going for X-Ross.
There's like a few people on this that actually, could have people playing 4 Duelists like almost everywhere except for the initiator role.
I tried to do this yesterday and I got stung. I got so many minus points. May didn't have the day he was supposed to have, and then I was like 5th or something. So I'm trying to play it safe.
Okay, the harder part about this is not just their experience and that they're all good. It's that all of these teams are still reworking their agent pool and their roles. They're still changing it around, except maybe for RRQ a bit. So I think this is why it's particularly difficult, and I don't know how this is going to be shaking out. So it's going to be RRQ versus T1, and then after we are going to be having Gnomeship facing off against Gen G. Again, we're seeing some revitalization from these teams and some a little bit of a slump. With that, Jen had a little chit-chat with the RRQ boys. Let's see what they have to say.
Okay, so today when we play Breach push, you need to go here. You fast first for Char to go in, and then you lock to the left. Char will follow the lock.
Welcome to Pacific, everybody. Oh my god, crazy guy. Is that Breeze?
Yeah, it's Breach.
Oh my god, how's the preparation going?
Everything is perfect. We have everything set already.
Oh my god, that sounds great. Well, I'm gonna let you talk to the guys.
Yeah, Char, you follow the lock. to the backside, clear everything. Push, you're gonna go here, flash one more time to the wall, and yeah, you guys gonna kill everybody. Ja, your job today is you need to show Buzz how to play Neon. Okay? Everything he can do, you need to do better. And also, don't forget to eat the banana. Every time you eat banana, you perform very well. So, need to finish all that.
Wow.
If not, you cannot go to stage.
Bro, I ate so many bananas already, man.
It's okay, not enough. You need to eat more. Need to eat more. Okay, push. Start. He said he very likes Sky, right? So today, your main job, need to teach him how to play better with Sky. Okay?
Right, well, sounds good. Seems like you got the game plan ready, the bananas ready as well. But you know, people call you many things: the comeback kings, the Korean team slayers. What side of you will we need to see for you to win today?
My team always complain that every time we come back, they have a heart attack. So better we be a Korean slayer today.
Okay. So you know what's really good for the heart attack though?
Banana.
Banana. That's right.
Bananas are good for you. For those who don't know, Monyet means monkey in Indo, so I see why he likes the bananas. Also has a lot of potassium. It's good for you and good for your performance. And I hope he performs today because Monyet is actually one player that we've seen completely pop off in the past, but I feel like we're not seeing him at his full potential lately.
Yeah, I mean, I love this kid. I'm always rooting for him to do well. And as soon as Neon came out, I was like, this is a Monyet agent. There's a guy who loves chaos. It's him. But we are yet to see that really high peak from him yet. For this team so far, they are 2-0 in the group, but you take a look at who they've beaten, and it's been quite close. But, you know, arguably closer than it should have been, right?
Yes, and you have to be a little bit worried about RRQ, to be honest. I mean, so with, you know, Zeta almost beating them, quite frankly, probably should have. You have to have some big question marks, and the Vero game was extremely close. It was a 2-round difference on the first map, and then an OT on split. So, like, where is this power level actually for this team? Because if you compare it relatively to the teams they beat, you're not feeling super confident compared to T1, who's been playing pretty consistent. Yeah, they had some close games with DFM, but as we saw, DFM better than Zeta right now. So if there is like a relative power ranking amongst all that, you've got to be a little bit concerned here for RQ. They look shaky, and their combos with Jemkin and Monyet on those double duelists has been scuffed. Like, they've been hitting each other with util, they've been hitting themselves with util. So, like, there's some mistakes in there that are fixable, but concerning.
Yeah, it's a far cry from their kickoff performance, so we're wondering what's happening. But one guy remains consistent, and it's Jemkin.
Yeah, I mean, Jemkin is just the hero of this team. He's always topping our leaderboards here in Pacific, and in my mind, it's him who's been keeping them afloat in this group stage. If he isn't at 100%, I think those two previous games could have very much gone a different way. I think he is for sure the man you have to keep your eye on whenever RRQ are playing, and he seems to be mixing up his roles. We even saw him on that Killjoy, see him play the Waylay. I'm very curious what else he's got up his sleeve, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's always one of the best players in Pacific. Since he came here, he has always been up there at the top of every statistical chart you could want for a duelist player. So there's no doubt about his individual skill. I mean, he's so clean with his mechanics, and he's generally really good with his decision-making. Asked to do a little bit of Waylay now, and he's just, you know, slotted right in like it's no big deal. Like, not much has changed. Again, a few scuffed util things here and there. But with Jemkin, I expect him to clean it up. And again, he's just such a stellar player.
Yeah. I mean, even last year when RQ won their first trophy in Pacific, Xpero half-jokingly credited it to Jemkin for carrying them. And I think there is some truth to it. He's just so absolutely phenomenal, and I think he does such great things for this team. But we kind of need to see the rest of the team stepping up, and not just Jemkin. They are going to be facing against T1 today. Crazy Guys, known as the Korean Slayers, as Jen pointed out. And can they be slayed today? I don't know, because they actually look even stronger than how they ended things over in kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, for certain, this team, it just looks like they keep going from strength to strength. You know, there was so much talk of the super team talk, and then they go to Santiago, and it is rocky for them, really a massive underperformance. But now they're back home turf, they're back in Pacific, and it looks like they've not missed a beat. They're also sat here at 2-0, and they've had a little bit of a tougher road of it, you know, having to play teams like Nongshim. So you do have to expect that they are probably the favorites coming into today. It's not really been that close outside of that one map against Varus.
I mean, I think the only concern that I've had for T1 so far this stage is Meteor. I think he's been struggling compared to what I'm used to seeing from him. Like, his rifling looks really shaky right now, which is usually not the case. Like, he's so generally good in his 1v1s, especially when he's taking that first contact for you as a Sentinel player or whatever he's playing. And he just hasn't been able to find that groove, been able to find that form, like hasn't been able to get his lurks to really seem to capitalize the way that he needs to. So I think for T1, if you can get like the normal Meteor, because right now it feels like he's at like 50% normal. If you get that normal, even if you get 30% more out of him with the way Buzz is playing in particular, you should be quite good. Like, you should be one of the favorites to win this stage, in my opinion.
Yeah, and speaking of Buzz, he's completely stepped up from this stage one. A lot more consistent than Kickoff, which I think is very promising for this team. They are on a 7-match win streak right now. This is the longest for T1 so far, and one of those wins, of course, was this best of 5 against RRQ.
Yeah, this was the middle bracket final. T1 took this in 3-0 fashion. They absolutely cooked them and cooked themselves that ticket to Masters Santiago. I mean, we all know what happened to RRQ after this as well. Truly was like the beginning of the end of their kickoff. So T1 are going to be feeling more confident than ever. They know that they have the capability to beat a team like RRQ, but we do have to say, the meta is slightly different. You know, I doubt we'll be seeing the Yorus come out in the same way. So I just want to see a better performance here from RRQ than last time it was a pure masterclass from T1.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking to me, to be honest, at the time that this was as dominant as it was. I was expecting this to be pretty close, at least a 3-1. I expected, and they almost did. I mean, the Abyss kind of, went pretty long, and then I started losing my mind as they just kept running at A over and over and over again. But this map no longer in the map pool, so I think there's some options here for RRQ, some things they could potentially lean into, but T1's really deep, and this map pool does favor them a lot as well.
Now, 2 players I really want to highlight are Monyet and Izu, both of them really fantastic in that secondary duelist role, especially Izu. Monyet, though, I haven't seen the same performance that we saw in Kickoff.
Yeah, this is the kickoff performance. When they met in that middle bracket finals, these were the guys for their team really putting up those big numbers. And like you say, Izu has been able to carry on that form now. It really feels like Izu is growing into his own. He doesn't seem to be at all reliant on that Yoru. Monyet, on the other hand, he's had to slim down his agent pool a little bit. He's been put on that Neon, and it's him that we're looking to get the recovery from.
Yeah, I have bigger concerns about Monyet than Izu right now, that's for sure. Izu's just one of the most consistent players that you're going to find.
Yeah, even with the role change. Even with the role changes, hasn't affected Izu at all.
Barely dropped at all. Like, it went down 0.09. That's nothing. Like, that's a statistical anomaly. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just literally the same stats basically. Whereas Monyet slipped since then, and so a lot of that, frankly, to me, is some of his util just isn't there. I mean, like, he throws some weird relay bolts and that hit himself or hit his teammates, and so there needs to be some adjustment there. We've seen Monyet can pop off at times on the Neon, but he's not really fitting that role so far for RRQ. He hasn't shown, in my opinion, that he's going to be able to contend with some of the better Neons, including Buzz across the stage.
Yeah, definitely. Buzz surprised me personally, with his Neon there, because he really stepped it up. Monyet, on the other hand, he's quite famous for his Neon. Like, you so often pointed out big time that his Neon almost like fits Monyet's personality. So I hope those bananas really help.
Yeah.
I don't know who they have for skirmish. I actually hope it's Monyet and Izu. Between the 2 teams, of course, we don't have a coin flip anymore. It's always skirmish. Okay, we've got Xfaro.
Xfaro, he's a solid guy. He knows how to aim. Yeah. I think he can put in a good performance here. Taking a look at the skirmish win rate.
Group Omega, both RRQ, and I watch and we all
fall. I can pass it on G for this. I don't be
for the right.
Their team, I just want to be clear, but absolutely promised for the most part. I mean, other than their loss to Dongshim, who was on a generational run in Kickoff, they've been very, very solid, and I like their read on the current meta. I like the way that they're putting the players on the agents that they can really succeed at. Taking a lot of contact fights, especially looking into this Pearl. I love that you've got Izu and Meteor on Sentinel agents where they can just do what they do best, and that's shoot you before you can shoot them.
Yes, and one thing that has changed for both of these teams this year, of course, are the coach change. You know, both of these orgs have run with their previous coaches for years. So this is very interesting now with the new coaches. Are you seeing a big difference in how they are playing these days?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's always going to be an adjustment when a new coach comes in, and I think it's also coupled by the fact there's been a new meta, so you have a different voice inside that leadership group trying to figure it out. And I think I like what T1, I like the direction T1 are taking quite a lot, to be honest. I love that they're simplifying a lot of these maps, they're playing a lot more of that chamber, and it seems to be about comfort. On the side of RRQ, I think it's going to take a little bit more work. I like the idea of sticking Monya on that Neon, that they also have been playing a lot of Waylay, so next week will also be a test for them when that Waylay hits. So I'm curious, will we see the stuff from them this week? Are they getting ahead of it, or are we going to see that Waylay come again?
Yeah, that is a great question. This is one team that we've been seeing that, you know, double dive duelists happening every single match so far, and I do wonder if this is the week to swap. But this week it's against T1.
Yeah, exactly. There's no right time. If you want to stop playing that Waylay, there's no right time to come off it because you have to kind of relearn a lot of stuff. You have to bring in a lot of new comps. Speaking of new compositions, I do like this from RRQ. The KO. Now, we spoke before, Paper Thin, about what is the answer you've got cooked up. And if you're against double Senti, KO is a brilliant answer. Look for that knife to get lots of work done. If he's able to hit Izu, isolate him, Monyet can run him down. This will be very disruptive for T1.
I totally agree. I actually do understand now why RRQ thinks maybe they have a chance on this Pearl here, despite T1 being very good. T1 on the other side, I think a lot of pressure onto Stacks to keep Jemkin busy with the Sky Flashes and things like that. Make sure that he doesn't get comfortable. So that's where I'm really looking here for T1. You know, Stacks is generally not going to be the top fragger, at least you kind of hope not for T1 in a way, but if he can get that util to go, that excellent Sky player that we know he can be, then I think he could be really disruptive and keep RRQ in check.
Yeah, we're also bringing in Sova Astra on the side of RRQ. They have so much utility to disrupt this operator. I think a lot of pressure on Izu to be able to dance his way around this. If Izu's able to pop, T1 can start to go crazy, but I think if he gets neutralized, we need to see the other heavy hitters step up on this T1 team, or they could have just got county stratted. County stratted. Yes.
What county is that?
Sheffield.
Is this is this somewhere in your hometown of England?
Yes, county stratted.
Well, if yesterday was our peak Pacific Netflix drama day, today it's definitely going to be featuring some of Pacific's peak gameplay as we send it over to our casters Pilsky and Quack.
Yes, thank you very much. I am really trying hard to keep it together right now. But of course, hey, I'm Quack to take you through the action, and on my right is going to be Pilsky. You have been quite the big build lead predictor. You've also moonlighted for Team Secret as a hitman as well. Can you tell me what we have today between RRQ and T1?
I mean, we've got some big matches, not only in this first series, but also the second series. The stakes are pretty clear. Win and you're in towards playoffs. I think RRQ, it's Groundhog Day for them, as in the middle finals, T1 stood between them and a spot in Santiago, and once again, they must beat them to advance to the next stage.
That's always been kind of the story, but, you know, kind of like the content pieces they put out, you got to put all that history in the past, move forward, and lock in today, because this series is what will decide who locks in the playoffs first. That could be seeding, that could be confidence, and so much more to follow through on it. And to kick things off, we've got Pearl, a map that they haven't really touched since that final against Paper Rex.
Yeah, for T1, we've seen them play it a couple of times, and it was strugglesome against DFM in particular, but a clean win against Varel. I think for both of these teams in their opening series so far, they have been slow to start, and they've played some of the weaker teams in the groups, so I think we'll see how RRQ does go. They are starting out on the defensive side, so they're going to hope that they're going to boost up that defensive side win rate to start off Pearl here, because as I said, we've seen both of these teams kind of start slow in some of these series, and this is a big game that decides you heading into playoffs. You cannot afford to be a little bit too lackadaisical to start things off here.
It's definitely going to be quite crucial. And kind of like what Big Time was talking about on the desk as well, with the Matt vetoes, there's a lot of potential county stratting going on. A bit of a relay bolt going forward for it now, and also a big collateral as more shots fire through. Jemkin now firing off out from mid-door. Suddenly, a trio from T1 has gone down, and it's just Izu left, trying to pick up the spike, perhaps.
Yeah, beautiful set play there from RRQ. Flash up over the top, pins T1 into a corner where they get relay bolted and Astra stunned.
I have the spike.
Not really much that they could do in that situation, and RRQ with some great prep and a nice read in the pistol have already put themselves at a significant advantage. For Izu, pretty low percentage he's going to be converting this clutch, but every kill that he does get will move him towards the tour de force. His rendezvous is back up now. Knows that no one's flanked him due to his trademark over towards C. They're going to look to pick up a Sheriff silently. So, without a doubt, he's got some punching power here.
Well, it depends on the pathing he picks as well, though. First contact against Jen. Get chamber v chamber. Rendezvous popped. And then to watch towards his back in case anyone pushed out of art. But
left.
30 seconds left now.
Yeah, back towards the B side of the map here. Trademark still in position, so he's going to use that to kind of watch the flank and still has the rendezvous to be placed down at some point, which may help him to get a kill and get out scot-free. RRQ have chosen the wrong pathing here as they flank mid and make their way towards art. It's a nice open plant for Izu, but he can't play towards B long here or RRQ will be able to get themselves on the defuse, and they've got multiple stars to work with as well, so undoubtedly you're going to see some kind of smoke here.
Or a recon. Gonna try to avoid it for now. Okay, but also that's why the double initiator comes in handy. Still walks away with one shot though. A second, perhaps more, but not until Crazy Guy just floods back into Hall.
I mean, that's very cheeky from Crazy Guy. He throws down a fragment and runs through his own fragment to take down Izu there. So you can see why Izu wasn't ready for the peak. He definitely made it dangerous for RRQ, but with how long he took, you saw that he did have the KO knife back up that helped them really clear out the site. They used the dart to clear out all of the open angles, and then the KO knife on backside does confirm where Izu is playing from. Very nice opening pistol there from RRQ. Look at all of that util dumped on T1 as they try to walk their way towards art. Keep your eye on those exact kind of plays as we head through the rest of this attacking side for T1, because you know that Meteor loves to just lurk through the middle of the map, and I dare say that RRQ will look to catch him with these E-nits.
Definitely something to keep our eyes on, especially with the judge coming in for this round as well. It's been said that we want to see more from the rest of the RRQ core to be stepping up, not just Jemkin. A bit of contact though, and T1 just scouting for information across middle right now.
Yeah, as our RRQ drone back through art side, not really confirming too much of anything. Izu's been left on the lurk here, as it does seem like T1 are going to regroup back towards the A side of the map.
Just a very careful approach. A main dart, doesn't really see much, just a bit of a face check from Monyet. Hanging back. Bucky fired off, and then the util to push through. Wow, with a bit of movement. Also right clicks, taking down Monyet. What is this?
Yeah, Crazy Guy's flash has caught his teammate there, and that has gone critically wrong at a terrible juncture for T1. Xfero pegging one back, but he's lost a lot of HP just to be able to clean up Buzz, and it's a nice open plant for T1 with a star down on the spike. I think this is going to be an eco upset to start off Pearl here.
It's quite possible. Xfero pretty low. I think the only thing that RQ might have going for them right now is just the fact that not too many of the weapons have been retrieved by T1. Stacks. Oh god, Jemkin, no way.
Get your gun out,
Can't
mate.
be getting caught out with util in hand. At least he still finds the headshot against Meteor, but then goes Xfero. It's Munchkin who gets the kill at the end. T1, like you said, Pilski, it's an eco upset to kick things off.
Yeah, RRQ, after such a beautifully constructed pistol round, are straight back in the mud. And already you hear, at least in the arena, who the hometown heroes are going to be. Fans very happy with T1 picking up the eco round win there. Understanding that it puts them in a much better position.
There's crunch though. Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little unlucky for RRQ, but yeah, I'm looking at the fact that Crazy Guy underarming the flash through some of the fast lanes or the smokes there has actually, unfortunately, got his teammate killed. And this is a comp that they've just switched back on the double E-net. Well and truly within the wheelhouse for RRQ, though.
So I expect a little bit more from them, but at least for this round, feeling the results of the previous. Just going to try to look for some picks here, but even then, Flashes dodged. Izu still deadly.
One off the two at a force as well, going into what will be the bonus versus the gun round. So I dare say T1 are feeling great about that. Xfero has crept up on the off angle towards A main here, but do have more than enough util to be able to clear him out. Stacks has still got a full belt, and the rest of T1 are just walking up together. He'd be lucky if he even gets one here.
Take what you can get. Trying to stay hidden for now. T1 has been just kind of shift walking all across the map. Xfero hits the deck thanks to that judge, and now already clearing out most of backside. It's Buzz doing well to watch out for that smoke as well towards the back of Flower. Will take down Crazy Guy alongside Munchkin, and then hopping across, he completes the flawless for T1 in round 3.
Yeah, Izu, without the orb on Belong or the plant there, doesn't get given his operator going into the bonus round. And for Crazy Guy, he had a lot of money banked up. He was at 3.6 in that previous round. So very much on the KO, saving for an operator to put in Jemkin's hands ASAP. I think that's going to be a good shout given what you're playing against. You mentioned how much T1 are walking around the map. They're only playing the solo init on the sky. So they require a lot of dry duels on the Neon to be able to make space, and that's exactly why getting the operator out on the defense ASAP for RRQ is such a priority.
Well, he's done the same. Big potential fight outside towards B-Long. Jemkin has got to come up. He's going to deal with the Trailblazer by himself, though, and that's going to force the TP out.
Well done for T1. It's been a very similar way that they work this side of the map against both DFM and Varel, so RRQ will be well aware of this B-Long default and the way that T1 like to play.
Oh.
Yeah, Izu's been left behind, and in the meantime, RRQ have taken A main control. This is very much their prep. Flash up over the top, looking for the lurk on this side of the map as Kushi gets one closer to the Hunter's Fury.
That's a pretty good play, but then you do leave a slight gap towards Art, so...
Hello.
Crazy Guy to try to continue watching for it. Drone will spot out Munchkin as well. T1 still trying to stage an A assault. It's going to be the Seekers that gets popped. Crazy Guy doing his best to try to hold it down with a frag.
He's going to slow it down for the time being. T1, though, making their intentions very clear, but slowing down as the Astra Smoke does come up. Kushi ready with the reactive dart from pit side.
Oh.
Doesn't get baited out by the fast lane. This is very patient play from RRQ. They are forcing T1 into the spike plant.
And into Xfero's open arms. Ooh, quick with the double. And then continuing to watch out for more potential incoming players. Still, though, just trying to look for a mid-round call or a save now that they've run out of time. T1 will have to relinquish the round.
I mean, this is a style for T1 that works very well against Varel, the kind of team that is going to overheat, that is going to constantly push you in the mid-round when you're playing a double duelist comp. But when you're playing against double init, and a team that actually has a lot of discipline when they switch themselves on, like RRQ, these kind of fakes and shoves on the map aren't always going to draw out a specific reaction that you're looking for. So, good prep from RRQ. After the B-Long control is secured by T1, they go ahead and take A main and then use that positioning to pivot well around Art. Xfero on his lonesome goes unchecked in the corner there, not traded out well enough by T1. And Crazy Guy able to play kind of that pivot position between Sight and Art, given the fact that Kushi's been set up nice and comfortably in A main.
It's very nice to see. I mean, flashes, grenades, and that's all kind of enough to just send T1 packing somewhere else. Still, though, they're going to be able to buy back up T1. Just trying to hold tight for now.
Crazy Guy does once again secure Kushi, the ultimate. Drone goes forward, is dealt with by Munchkin. Buzz unspotted there, so they don't know there's 3 here for T1.
Be careful, Monyet. He has been known to overheat sometimes, but for now he's going to back off.
Could be the Hunter's Fury off Monyet's contact here, but Kushi is actually rotating over towards spawn, so that's something they're going to have to hold on to for the time being.
Just trying to play around T1's transgressions. You also have Izu walking into Art now.
Yeah, if they walk towards double doors on the lurk, you're definitely getting picked by Jemkin. And as mentioned, Izu walking his way up Art. T1 could very easily just turn this into an A execute here, and that's exactly what they do. I believe they dodged the knife there from Crazy Guy. So keep an eye on Kushi in spawn side. He's ready to rip his Hunter's Fury if this execute comes in, but they're reading this as a B hit.
Yeah, an early rotation leaves Monyet kind of alone.
30 seconds left.
Will grant T1 entry into sight for now with fast lane. Buzz, close range. Flashes lot back though. RRQ just doing their best to try to fault the spike plants. Hunter's Fury, as mentioned as well, will go in, but doesn't really catch on to anyone just yet. 15 seconds left, and T1 retrieves the spike, tries to get it down, but look at those nades. Affords Crazy Guy one extra kill. Stacks into position. Buzz as well, just trying to fan across. Will spin 180 to take down a double, but Jemkin still has sight range. Crazy Guy hops on top of the ledge and takes down Buzz, so that leaves Izu alone now. Does he have the headhunter shots? No! Crazy Guy off to a 4K.
It's a big play from Crazy Guy. Do want to see him playing in front of the home crowd over in Ho Chi Minh, and this would be a big win to be earning to get one step closer there. At least get yourself into the playoffs, and then from there, there's only so many games you need to win, especially if you have a great seeding coming out of this group to be able to secure yourself the spot. This was brilliance in terms of the util from RRQ. Very patient stuff. You get the flash in from the KO, comboed with the dart to make sure you're going to get a spam. And then the Hunter's Fury as soon as the spike gets tapped. Giving T1 the respect that's deserved. Even though they were in the 3-on-5 there, you saw both Buzz and Stacks were looking dangerous. Izu was still kind of in play over towards Art's side. That's the kind of round that if you overplay your hand or you too confidently rush into that retake against T1, they are good for converting those 3-on-5s an unreasonable amount of the time.
Definitely. It's always good macro from RRQ, but I can't lie that I didn't get nervous when Buzz started getting involved with those 2 kills towards the back.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal on the Neon so far. Looking like a very comfortable agent for him. And T1, one of these teams that is quite happy to play the chamber. It's been underutilized so far in this stage. So to see a double chamber, I mean, it's not too surprising given the teams that you're seeing in the server, but yeah, definitely the kind of agent that I thought would be front and center in this stage of Pacific and hasn't really been utilized as much as you would have thought.
It's definitely been a big point of discussion. Okay, so we're getting told now that that sign says, I'll ask him for a date if T1 wins today. Well, T1, do your best, just so a guy doesn't get friend zoned. But yeah, it's been needed, you know, to try to fill in that Yoru void. Chamber, very effective for sure, but now you try to go things a little bit faster. Buzz, Bias Lonesome, straight into Art, still takes down 1.
Yeah, 1-for-1's not bad there. You take the Sova out of the equation. That was key. You've seen in a couple of situations to secure a main control, as well as be able to reactively dart when T1 go in on the side. So trending down the Neon for the Sova in this situation, not too bad. Now Meteor in a great position to have some impact here, but spotted out, not right on the timing there. Takes a chunk out of Xvero, but cleaned up by Monyet. Now you get the dog back through B long from T1, who still has Izu hanging around A main. Still undecided about where they want to finish this round, T1.
Yeah, unless they can somehow find some space, or if Izu gets a pick here or there, doesn't feel as though they really have much legs in this race, in this round for now. Look at RQ's positions as well.
Yeah, very passive, giving T1 nothing. The stars thrown from the other side of the map. You see Munchkin giving Izu a little bit of cover there, maybe try to cause a little bit of a reaction or rotation for RRQ so that Izu can have some impact here.
RQ's not moving though. Just in position, a bit of a jiggle, but tour de force. It's enough for Monyet to try to play around though. We'll spot him out. Down to 2v3.
You saw Stacks going for the rotation back towards A there. He was thinking about it, but as Izu goes down, it's straight back into the B site. Crazy Guy, phenomenal game on the KO thus far. Can cancel the plant with the fragment.
Oh no, that's too clear. You don't really have a safe position now. You're just gonna try to double back in, but then a potential fast flood. There goes Monyet, but taken down. A moment of hesitation. Null command popped as well, but Crazy Guy's now out in the open. You cannot pick him up. It's all down to Jemkin in an operator, and he doesn't have the right angle. What a play.
Keep an eye on the replay here. We've been talking about how phenomenal Crazy Guy's utility has been so far and how good his flashes have been to be able to secure the A main control, to be comboed with the dart. That's a flash that doesn't quite clear the edge of the smoke there. Want to see if we're going to get the replay of that, because he actually flashes himself and Monyet instead of Munchkin, and it kind of gets them killed. Look, Monyet's blind as he slides out there, and Crazy Guy dies for free as well, doesn't get the trade. That needed to be a Munchkin round. Stacks under a lot of pressure, and he delivers the 3K.
I'll have to listen into comms for now.
Trim it.
Never mind.
Is the Astra in B again, I think. Hold the main con.
I break the dog.
Main was clear, you can go closer if you want.
Care chamber Maxim, he does enough, I think.
I can flash for you if you want.
And contact from Izu over here towards Art side. Jemkin on this A main line. It's usually been the Sova over here, so we'll see how well T1 is going to use their util to push him off the line.
Otherwise, it's going to have to be Jemkin. Trailblazer again, and he's shoved off the line.
Very safe play. Drone back through middle is going to allow Monyet to push, but Meteor is lying in wait. And as soon as the turret makes contact, Meteor pounces.
Just one adjustment from T1. Now looking to kick down the front doors of A site. Just Jemkin into the smoke with the shorty around Cosmic Divide. Trying to listen for the spike plant, but it's going to block out some sound as well. This ultimate with the timing catches Buzz. But at the same time, a bit of a scuffle across the map around middle will allow RRQ to regroup, especially around stairs. Another angle for T1 to contend with. Counter Cosmic Divide comes in to block off the A main angle, but Stacks goes flushing through! Oh. 3 kills in succession will allow for T1 to come back in.
T1 recognizes that RRQ still has the Cosmic in play, and they play around it perfectly. Just at the right timing, you know. You could see that RRQ was sitting around Art pit side. They were really biding their time to see if T1 was going to kind of overcook things. And as soon as the Cosmic comes in, Flash comes out for Stacks, catches Kushi full blind. And it's not just Stacks there. The whole team is swinging with him. Very coordinated stuff from T1. It's what they do so well. I feel like in the mid to late round, the ability of T1 to kind of play off of each other is really a cut above most of the teams in Pacific.
I love it. It's not just the usual suspects today. We've got Stacks, Munchkin, we've got Xfero popping up here and there. Still though, that begs the question now, what's the play gonna be? We've got Jemkin pushing all the way up B-long with an op.
He's got a full info line, and that's allowed for a big stack on this A side of the map for RRQ. This site is very holdable.
Gonna need to play your cards right. We've seen some missed util here and there from Crazy Guy as well, but here we go, lockdown.
And Kushi's got the dart here, so could definitely play for the spams as T1 try to get back into the site. There's the fragment to try to hold them at bay for now. Flash up over the top, maybe in combination with the dart, looking for a kill for RRQ.
Unfortunately, not quite landing the way they wanted to. They will try to check outside the smoke, but Buzz! Ridiculously nuclear right outside the edges of the smoke, prevents entry, and continues tearing them through as well. Runs out of ammo though, so it's going to be Monyet to find a refrag, but now 2v4 without range.
It's an instant save, but that's just brilliance from T1. The lockdown to create the space, and they understand how RRQ wants to play that. Being able to take pit control and disrupt RRQ before they can actually invest their initiating util and find any value with it is exactly what you need to do in that scenario. T1 just not playing the same kind of post plants over and over again. As I mentioned before, not only are they phenomenal at playing off of each other into mid to late round, but they're so dynamic about how they change up running the execute on the exact same sites. They've just got so many different variations. The depth is really phenomenal to watch, and this is their 3rd game of Pearl as well.
That's true. Played against Farrell as well as DFM. And this result of a 3-round win streak comes in off the timeout in round 6. I mean, what's impressive to me is also just the fact that Buzz on this microplay waits for the flash and somehow finds it through the smokes.
Yeah. And he's on his own from there. You know, the next closest is Stacks, who's planting the spike. There's no one to really trade Buzz there. He's one of the best Neons at the moment that we've got in Pacific. Very consistent on this agent. It's a staple of how T1 is playing Valorant at the moment in the post-Yoru meta.
Yep. See how it continues as well. RRQ, no timeout yet. They're pushing up A main.
And Jemkin has got an operator here. You've got the overdrive from Monyet. This is a very winnable round, but the shot has not been connected from Jemkin. It's been a little bit lax with the operator, and the overdrive is wasted on the A side of the map. That got no value.
Yeah, Meteor's keeping them checked as well. They always kind of want to watch out for it. Meanwhile, it's going to be T1 just streaming into side. Xfero gets gunned down, and Jemkin, despite the off angle, can't quite see too much. The one-way smoke blocking off.
You've got some good ideas from RRQ, but similar to the slow start that you've seen in this group so far, that just doesn't look like they're switched on enough yet.
Really pains you to see it, doesn't it? With a partial buy in this round as well, it doesn't feel as though they really have the potential for a strong retake here. T1 marking the angles. Meteor still on a late lurk, potentially coming through at any moment in time, but Buzz now pushing in, just continuing to buy time away from the defuse. Crazy Guy, despite the shot, will have to kind of call it safe.
It's the same thing again and again for T1. Buzz in particular, so aggressive and up in the face of RRQ. It's exactly how you want to play against double ENIT. Against the double duelist, you know, you over-aggress, you overcook things. Can definitely put you in a bad position. Yes, you do want to play anti-flood at times and kind of stop them coming out of the chokes, but particularly against the double ENIT, this is where we need to see RRQ start to adapt a little bit more. I think a lot of the time, they're flashing some of these close positions. This was flash dart to be able to get back in on the retake, and Buzz is just up in their face, disrupting them. They're using the only drone that they have on the Sova a lot of the time, looking for information in the mid-round. Maybe they need to actually start holding it for the post-plant to be able to clear out some of these close angles, because I feel like time and time again, it's either Buzz or Stacks in their face, just disrupting the retake before they're even actually able to scale out and get any space.
That's been the key word, disruption. Continuing to prevent RRQ from trying to set the retakes up.
Yeah, I think they just, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go about it, but they need to simplify a bit. Either it needs to be drone on the close lines, Monyet needs to do much better going on a fact-finding mission, maybe jump spotting some of these corners and dropping the relay bolt at close quarters, or you need to start throwing in some, like, fast lane across with the flash through one side of the wall or something like that. Like, someone needs to get some space somewhere, because it feels like every time RRQ tries to come back in for one of these retakes, they're just getting destroyed.
Guaranteed. Hence this timeout. It's much needed, because otherwise T1's going to have their way with this map. RRQ's map pick, they had something prepared, but we're not really seeing it after T1's timeout. To move on into round 10, I mean, T1 takes this to break the economy once again. And not only that, they would have secured a lead down into the second half. So, crucial round for RRQ in its different positions this time. RRQ, Jemkin in towards Art, starts things off in an op shot, takes down Buzz.
It's a heavy hitter down for the count already. Munchkin spotted over on this A side of the map. It's a similar looking default. RRQ have seen this before, but you cannot feed Munchkin too much there. Going to be quieted for the time being. Stack spotted over on that B side of the map. Meteor and Izu still in play in terms of the lurk, but the spike in spawn, Stack's just making a play on his own.
And with Seekers, Crazy Guy just dumping all the utility to try to fend him off.
Not ready yet.
Seekers kind of giving away information as well, but here comes X-Pharaoh inside of Arc. Gets taken down by Izu.
Look at Meteor, he's still in play. Someone's got to get the spike. Izu going to dive back into spawn and pick that one up, and Meteor's got a lot of space here. These are just quintessential T1 rounds. It's 3 individuals taking timings with full confidence. Just so many sleeper agents that could activate across the map.
That's what this entire team was touted to be since the beginning, since this roster shuffle. A round thrown into chaos, and now RRQ has to find the read. They perhaps might have heard some of the Killjoy utility being deployed. Will incite the pick from Jemkin. Now the final player left, and it's Izu. Doesn't really have the rendezvous or anything, so it's all down to dual isolation and angles as well. He gets caught misstep. Cushy to find the recovery for RRQ.
Yeah, Jemkin makes all the difference in that round. Buzz plucked in the middle. And second kill found as well. Really, really nice opping from Jemkin.
If you're not a good...
That's the difference between RRQ finding kills in the early to mid-round and, you know, being in one of these either Mantis advantage situations where the lurk finds some value, or a 5v5 retake, which haven't gone to crash shot for them so far. That's what we're used to seeing from Jemkin. That's why, you know, it makes sense for him to be on the Senti or the Chamber. He's a player that just has great positioning, such an intuitive sense of how to take a duel and win it, where to position himself.
Hopefully we'll get to see more of that as he treads down B long this time. It's a full force 3-2 split from T1.
Ooh. Yes, he did! It's just positional perfection from Jemkin, not a toe out of line. Izu taken out of the equation early on for T1. That's been a big game plan for them. Now Meteor feels the need to activate in the mid-round because you've lost your chamber to lock down that B line.
Might walk into a Neon Judge, though. And the drone out from Cushy now.
Yeah, dodged by Meteor, though. He's going to slip back away. Munchkin is hanging around A main as well.
Buzz with the op.
He's kind of taken up Izu's role in this particular round. This is a kind of classic T1 default that you've seen in their earlier Pearl games. Really up the individuals to find timings here.
Capable. Meteor, however, hasn't really been too hot so far in this map, and now it's going to be X-Pharaoh caught with the util out. At least Crazy Guy takes down Buzz in exchange, but then it could be an open A site. Cushy, trying to play it safe, does have Hunter's Fury as well.
It's such a small detail, but the pressure on the B site is exactly why he picks up his star there, and that's what gets him killed. So T1, even these small little prods and pokes around the map, even if you don't pull a rotation per se, you can pull up just even a minute mistake. Hunter's Fury looking to cancel the plant here, does catch the edge of stacks. 14 seconds on the clock.
And the 0 point.
10 seconds left.
Munchkin still just trying to hold and fend off just inside a pit, but Monyet goes head first. Last player standing, and he doesn't have any more time. Munchkin, unfortunately, relegating the round, but still trying to mop up kills. Not too bad.
One or two more there, and RRQ could have been a little bit more battered than they might have wanted to be heading into the last round of the half here. But good recovery in round 10 and 11. Looked like this was going to be a runaway train of a attacking side for T1. But RRQ have put them back in the box a little bit more. That's courtesy of both Monyet and Jemkin starting to find some impact. These are the big stars of RRQ, the consistency of Jemkin and the highs and lows of Monyet.
Quicker paced round from T1 now, though, all of a sudden. 1-2-2, but also a lot of A main being blocked off.
Getting Meteor a little bit more impact and activation towards the middle of the map. Aggression now from Cushy.
Whoa.
Hand in hand with Xfero.
Oh no, but with the flash as well, boom goes the dynamite. It's gonna be Xfero now, just trying to fan out alongside Monyet, but what is this? Buzz and Stacks are back into the fray. Munchkin launching at a south down B long.
This is perfection from T1. It's what their comp does very well. The combination of the Sky and the Neon is just so fast to be able to react to any kind of pressure from the defense. Munchkin on the lurk has been a standout for T1. And if Jemka makes his way towards spawn, he's already got him dead to rights here.
Pretty much. Barrel spotted, clear as day. 7-5.
Yeah, really, really nice attacking side there for T1. You had a couple of moments from RRQ. Great pistol to start things off, and I dare say if they don't get ecoed in round 2, that this would have been a defensive half that favored them. But regardless, they did pick themselves back up and still chip in a couple of good rounds. Looks like T1 is not as, you know, relaxed as they were in their opening two series to start out this game against RRQ.
That's right.
They're looking pretty switched on so far. So I think if RRQ is going to beat them today, they're going to need to show an excellent level, and you cannot afford to make similar mistakes to what you saw in round 2 of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, at least for this map 1, as far as most discussions have gone, it feels as though RRQ hasn't really done too well in their past showings, the first few weeks of Pacific Stage 1. But even then, despite T1's performances, they are still being tested. There's still quite a journey to go all the way down to playoffs. And if RRQ actually robs this one away today, then we'll all be singing a different tune.
It's up to RRQ to show us what they have on this attacking side. Changing up their comp now, going into Pearl.
Oh, that's cool. Monyet fans. That's right. Still in the thick of things as we head on into the second half, where Buzz has still been quite a consistent name. Neon can even play the opposite at times if needed.
Yeah, there's some lone RRQ fans out there in the audience. We need to get a little bit of a RRQ stand going, because it very much feels like this is a T1 biased crowd.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising. We're in Seoul after all. You know, there's a few people in Seoul that know T1, like the organization.
A few, yeah. Kind of niche.
They're kind of like a homegrown, like, small operation.
Very indie. Love the vibes. But either way, now it's going to be RRQ on the attack. Jemkin, solo push down A main. He's got to watch out for Izu.
I think T1 is already positioned excellently here, but if Jemkin can make the difference and pick Izu on A main, could be big. Shot not connected, so Jemkin does secure A main without really anything invested. Hasn't even needed to pop his rendezvous yet.
Triple elevation stack around Art as well.
Big high-low, for sure. It's not a part of the map that you want to be heading into as RRQ, who actually throw a flash over the top of Connector to try to pull a rotation or a reaction from T1. But with the trademark not going down in that part of the map, T1 are just going to kind of trust their setup here.
They're chill. And that guiding light pretty much confirms it. They're probably not going to move from this A site.
No, this is definitely going to be the Sheriffs backing themselves in some duels. You got an anti-flash position in the close corner from Buzz, but after the orb gets secured from RRQ, they're going to go meet up with Xfero potentially on that B side of the map.
Either way, you're going to be happy with the alt points. Crazy guy trying to sell fakes by himself. Truly insane.
He's done very well. Made it out a lot of utility and secured a 3-man stack over towards that A side of the map. Quick rotations in tow from T1. Meteor trying to pluck one on the cross before this gets too far out of control.
See if the early warning system does award him a bit more damage or not. Now it's going to be Jemkin holding up by Link, but no real shots just yet. It's Crazy Guy with a late lurk suddenly popping through. Frags tossed as well. Might buy a bit more time away. Allows for RQ to back themselves into pillar.
He's still got the relay bolt here from Monyet as well, and that's going to get dumped on Link's side. T1 is taking a little bit too long to get back in here.
Yeah, all up towards the choke. They still have that flash from stacks though, but that shot mid-air, Jemkin. Magnificent tracking into the smokes, and especially with the shock dart as well. RRQ had this round in spades.
I mean, that's phenomenal from Crazy Guy. He's looked very comfortable on this KO, but his calling in that round and his util has really just won the day for RRQ, it has to be said. Flash up over the top of a main and a knife. He comes in from the lurk, picking the chamber, and makes the perfect mid-round call to set up RRQ in a very nice looking post plant there.
Truly your IGL. I mean, so selfless in how he makes his plays and calls. And he does it by himself. Keeps 3 more players from T1 pinned down. Next round comes up though, and of course T1 not backing down from the fight. This time they wrangle the orb away in A main.
Stacks prioritizing the Seekers to start things off here. Meteor and a bit of a quieter game, especially on the attacking side. He's usually quite good. So definitely his stomping ground here on Pearl on the Killjoy.
Yeah, typically.
But a bit of a quieter one here. Maybe you can start to warm up a little bit more on the defense. And T1, I mean, defense is the technically correct word, but it's looking like the offense right now. Izu's walked up to top mid, taking Xfero's head off, and Munchkin is in transition as well.
Always needs to watch out for that as an Estra, but now things might start to sting.
You could get Cushy caught on the cross here. You've only got a main control. There's a 3 stack over there for T1. Are RRQ going to lose the second round after winning pistol again?
Surely not.
That would be pretty egregious, Quack.
They're trying to walk or waltz into A, I should say. Okay, a little check from Izu.
Yeah, Cushy's still on the lurk here. Can't afford to get caught by Munchkin, who will not trigger the trademark. There's a big rotation coming back in from T1, mostly from spawn side.
If Munchkin times this just right, you would have no idea how he slipped there. At the same time, now the main forces from T1, full pistol train, trying to get themselves settled in towards back sight. All the utility from RQ as well, though, being set up. Munchkin just trying to call this one for himself. Sets up for the backstab, but here comes Buzz in with a shorty. Monyet pushes through. Suddenly caught mid-reload! Oh my goodness, Munchkin, what have you done? 3 found, and it's just Cushy to try to stave it off, but it's not happening. Once again, Eco thrown off.
Unbelievably tilting for RRQ. Great pistols to start off. Both the opening pistol, they had the perfect read against T1. It was the flash up over the top, and they got a bunch of kills in middle on the defense. Now on the attacking side, they called a perfect pistol yet again, only to get ecoed. This is your map pick. You put a lot of prep, a lot of eggs in the basket of picking an extremely strong map for T1 straight into them, but you're not doing yourselves any favors here as RRQ.
That facial expression says it all. Playing off against the back foot, but they are purchasing up some hero weapons.
Yep, Jemkin on the Vandal, Monya on the Bucky. See if they're feeling lucky. Hey, Crazy Guy's given Jemkin that Vandal. He said, go on, mate. Go get me some kills, win me around. Outlaw doesn't find its mark, but Izu's feeling confident.
Into the smokes, trying to check it. Relay bolt fast lane. Izu still continuing to fire on. Swaps over to the Headhunter as well, but okay, at that range, I'm surprised. Monyet has done well to give his team some space.
Spike planted.
And Buzz looking to get back in here. He's usually going to be the cleanup crew for T1. Guiding Light goes forward, and the trades are looking decent for T1, but RRQ's tucked themselves into backside, and Jemkin hasn't had to do anything yet. He's been sitting on that Vandal since the start of the round.
That's ridiculous. 1 HP Monyet, and he's still such a thorn in T1's sides. Jemkin with the angle as well.
Got a blocking vision.
Any time of the day, you would bet that he gets that shot. Munchkin gonna do his best, though, trying to thwart the advances for now. But onto the spike he goes.
He's got it hard.
Jemkin, does he have it? Right through the smoke. It dissipates and down to the half. Almost gets the shot off. Now Jemkin pushes up, but Munchkin lands it. Just enough time. Jemkin still saves the round for RRQ.
Oh, it gets bloody close. But RRQ, they caused the upset that they were looking for. Bought a hero Vandal, and Jemkin indeed was the hero of the hour to secure that 1v1. Good shot from Izu, changing up the elevation. Have to say that Meteor needed to get more done there. Close range with the Vandal anti-eco. You'd be banking on Meteor holding down his side on a Sentinel to get at least 2 in normal circumstances. Very quiet game from him thus far. Uncharacteristic even.
Needless to say, though, still entertaining Valorant. Back-to-back thrifties. And T1 goes again, aiming, control. You got Buzz and a Judge out towards mid-doors.
Munchkin's over here. 16 and 5 on the Astra. He had a really big game on the Astra in the last game of Pearl that they played as well, I believe. Can't remember if it was the T1 or the Varel game, but he was phenomenal in one of those. Just earlier on in this stage. T1 going back to the drawing board here. Very much saving for the rest of the defensive half, getting closer towards some of these ults. But as mentioned, with shotguns and sheriffs in hand, still a dangerous prospect for RRQ. Meteor, oh, okay. Righting his wrongs. That's a good opening pick onto Monyet. 3 thrifties in a row is definitely a possibility.
Hits with the spear blunted. But more support coming through with infantry marching down B. Link. Buzz comes back in with the Judge.
Mizu on the off angle, needs to deal with Jemkin here. This chamber off has been a point of contention right since the start of the half. Jemkin will have a little bit of help from the rest of the boys though.
Left.
No flashes left for Crazy Guy. No drone. You've only just got the signature pieces of util here from the initiators.
Alright, 0 point checks it.
Lovely. Push him away. Deny the rendezvous and then dart onto the line. Fragment will secure a little bit more space with 10 seconds on the clock. Plant goes down.
And it's Buzz. Ooh, just enough. Does RQ dive back on top of the spike? They are trying to get it, but it's Munchkin with a blocking. That's the round right there.
They've robbed them again. 3 thrifties in a row. This game is just a mess. These are 2 teams that are associated with, you know, minimal mistakes, with clinical gameplay. Some of the finest teams that we have in Pacific for the most part. But in this case, at least here on Pearl, we're just getting a scrap fest.
Feels like it, but it's also just such incredible reads and plays back and forth. I mean, there was a guiding light towards A main, the way that Izu kind of held everything in line. Now all of a sudden it's a quicker paced round, a full pistol train again with Monyet as the tip.
Yeah, you need the overdrive to go huge here if you're hoping for anything on the side of RRQ. 2 at a force, ripped.
Whoa.
RRQ are serious about this one.
I don't know how much stake I would put into it though. KT1 just want nothing to do with it.
Full retake set up on the A side. Flash lined up from Crazy Guy. And the rest of RRQ does make their way back towards middle. Trailblazer through the middle of the map. I mean, something must have triggered T1 to be nervous about that. The trademark's been invested on A, so they don't really have much information towards the middle of the map. All the Killjoy utility was towards B as well. Maybe the alarm bot got shocked or something like that. But something has seriously spooked T1.
Still though, with firepower, with positioning, they could come in with a retake. Stacks close to Seekers. Nonetheless, RRQ to break through this initial barricade into the A site.
Yeah, Stacks to play retake. If he gets a frag, can rip his Seekers and kind of simplify this retake situation. Overdrive gets pulled and Monyet diving into spawn, but not given anything here.
You gotta really just try to buy as much time away from the spike, or at least to find a kill here or there. It's gonna be Buzz initially. Tour de Force loops in, but no shots found just yet. Headhunter removed as well. RRQ backed themselves into A main where T1 was already in position to cut them off by their feet. Now on to double digits.
Yeah, T1 just rewarded with the same patience that they used to crush Varel on this map earlier in the group. Overdrive gets pulled out, Tour de Force get pulled out, and they just give RRQ enough rope to hang themselves with, so to speak. Just wait for Monyet to overheat in towards spawn side, and then really, really good movement and guiding light from Buzz. I mean, Buzz and Stacks in tandem is a big, big talking point of this T1 team right now. The synergy of these two players, having been on so many rosters for such a long time, is phenomenal. And when you have great synergy between your IGL Enir and your Star Duelist, it's very hard to beat.
In sync. That was kind of like, wow, that was poetic, but you're absolutely right. I mean, letting RQ get that spike in really, hurt their chances in that round.
I mean, they've just let the overdrive run out in multiple situations. Monyet hasn't had the kind of impact that you'd want from him on the Neon. Not a terrible game for him by any stretch of the imagination, but not the carry games that he's capable of. Last time out for RRQ. They know that they're in a bit of a pickle. Money's built up for T1 quite substantially at this point, so they've got a lot of work to do on this attacking side. This is their map pick. Both pistols want, they'll be kicking themselves if they let it slip through their fingers.
The map really could get away from them unless they come up with something big for the next round with this time out. The Thrifty streak has been ended, and now we need to see Champion, Crazy Guy, Monyet coming back in and listen to their comms.
You need to wait. We can go take timing. Go. Cha, which stun you want, Cha? Hall?
Hall. I'm gonna go hall. Yo, pitch champion.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Cap.
Mom.
Nice.
Near.
I need flash or something.
Okay, I flash.
It's going to be a B execute one way or another. They're already talking about the stun that they're going to be using in the back of the B site, but that is heavily reinforced by T1 right now.
And also look at Stax' positioning. This is already all being read by T1, especially with that shot from Izu. I don't know how much RQ can do despite the intention to go breaking back Hall. Buzz inside of smoke. Crazy Guy gunned down, and now Izu again. It's just Monyet, the only one to have slipped past. T1 trying to locate him. He tries to give himself a bit more position. Will find Buzz. Tries to jiggle, but now with 50 seconds, is he gonna be able to stay alive long enough to play out the rounds? T1 just try to stay together as a 3-stack, but a single shoulder is all Izu needs.
Yeah, T1's just completely outplayed them there. They have read them post-timeout. Operator in the perfect position. B site with 3 players on there. Astra, Killjoy, and the quick rotation over from the Neon. RRQ never even had a chance of pulling off that B execute. Perfect movement from Buzz. Slips into the smoke to catch Crazy Guy and catches Cushy mid-ult, completely defenseless. 11 up for T1.
And I am sorry to say that might have been the whole map right there. Economy broken. Just Monyet onto the Bucky. And T1 trying to control every single portion, every single lane on this Pearl. Sliding through. Hold on. And the judge just completely prevents entry.
Oh, man. Cushy, very low on HP. There's no way he's making it through the double doors. Easy's picked Crazy Guy as well. This is not the game of Pearl that RRQ was hoping for. At the end of the day, I mean, when you get ecoed, and this is coming from someone that's been knocked out of a tournament after winning both pistols and getting ecoed both second rounds.
Yeah, go on.
You've got no one else to blame.
Sucks to say, but sometimes the truth is harsh. They've tried multiple rounds. They've had some pretty good macro reads, but at times it's just those plays. Buzz in and out of smokes. Munchkin on a heater of a map.
Oh yeah, he's been phenomenal. Which is interesting because I feel like he was kind of lacking a little bit during kickoff. He didn't have that same star power. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, Whatever.
Continue. We're kind of jinxing T1.
Okay.
I want this map to go.
Yeah, I think Buzz, he's pretty washed. Meteor hasn't really done much this map. Should be an easy round for RRQ, right? Like, yep. Look, I tried my best, guys.
NT.
Point for T1. And they've looked phenomenal. But at the end of the day, I mean, we talk about the ecos in the second round, but also just picking a map that you know that T1 is phenomenal on into them. It indicates a certain level of confidence, but there's a fine line between confidence and, you know, stupidity. Or
yeah, wasn't there
mistake.
a Michael Scott quote? But yes. Either way, though, I mean, that was an eco. Kind of give them the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, look, safe to say, T1.
RRQ have put together some crazy comebacks in the past, especially on the attacking side, courtesy of crazy guys calling. So 5 rounds in a row is not beyond the stretch of imagination, but with the amount of mistakes that they've been making, they're gonna have to clean things up a little bit.
Just keep an eye for this for now. It's Izu up towards B long, 3 stack thanks to the info line on A site. T1 feel pretty comfortable and trusting in their setup.
Yeah, the alarm bot and the trademark are holding the middle of the map. Drone goes forward and does spot out that trademark, so Kushi can break it with the shock. There it is.
Apply a little bit more pressure while the rest of the team tries to maybe go scouting for an A split. Shot fired off with Jemkin. Oh no, but now they're getting caught mid-slide. Stacks and Meteor still undetected in the off angle. Will get spotted around the edge of the smokes. Does RRQ have the fight necessary? Do they have that dog in them? They try to get the spike down. 0 point confirms more players backside as well. And with more site pictures being confirmed, a couple more players from T1 starting to hit the ground. Still though, getting caught mid-reload. Buzz tries to get a little bit too ahead of himself. Just Izu. A monster in his own right. With an operator and possibly headhunter. Will he be able to break the double stack? Deletes Jemkin, swaps to the shorty, pulls out the pistol, but Xfero saves the day. RRQ will carry on.
And get it done. Just simplifying, dropping Jemkin off at A main, and then just going straight up Art. Soberdrome confirms the trademark. They break the Sentinel util in the middle of the map. I have to say, though, this is a round that's won by RRQ, where you have multiple players on T1 whiffing. Meteor probably could have got done more from Church there. And it still comes down to a 1v1. That's how dangerous Izu is on that chamber. So anything but as clean as he would have liked from RRQ. But it is a start. 4 more needed. Cosmic is there. Tour de Force comes out from Izu. Look at the ults that T1 have, man. Cosmic and the lockdown is just a how to retake B on Pearl starter kit.
Yeah, you add this A main read with Stacks playing in position to that kit.
My ult is ready.
I'm getting nervous, Philly.
Shock done.
A little bit of pressure. Jemkin dropped off once again on one of the extremities, similar to the round previous. Artispheri and Cosmic in the back pocket for RRQ. So they've got a minute on the clock, and they're still kind of meandering around spawn. Feeling like T1 has taken that A main space, and they'd be correct about that. Stacks is over there and was scanned by the knife.
You can take Stacks out, then you might have an open door. Trying to go to it as a team. Stacks trying to get ahead as well. No escape plan though. Now he gets eliminated. Just Izu with a tour de force could definitely slow and hamper things down. Thinking to re-peek as well, just around the edge of the smoke, if he starts to hear a spike tap. Oh, trademark contact! Then just 3 left for RRQ. The lockdown instantly getting deployed. Monyet feels the pressure and wants to push through, but slowed down, tagged by the relay bolt even. He does find a headshot, however, but nonetheless, oh no. It's gonna be Xfero detained. Jemkin, you've got to go, man. Save your brethren. The spike getting defused, and he's been caught! Xfero tucked behind the corner, but the spike gets defused nonetheless. It's 13-8, and T1 just swing wildly against RRQ.
Yeah, they win with some star power. Excellent game from Buzz, Munchkin. Great init util and calls from Stacks. Meteor wasn't even really needed, didn't do much of anything that game, but that is the star power of T1. They can effectively, 3 or 4 on 5 teams at the best of times. And for RRQ, it's clear that they had a comp change. They had a lot of prep brought into Pearl. You saw some fantastic rounds from them. Both pistols were phenomenal to watch. But when you get ecoed straight afterwards, you're just going to dig yourself a hole that is extremely hard to climb out of on both halves.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, that was honestly one of my most favorite moments of the entire map, just because of the sheer outplays back to back. But even then, after that breaks away, T1 just comes in with the lead. You started to see, I think it's time you can kind of bring back the term super team now. It's been stacks with Buzz. You're seeing Munchkin, but Izu as well on this chamber. The little close clutches that he has.
Yeah, he's just always so dangerous. He's always good for one. Jemkin, not a bad day from him on the chamber either. I think T1 did a pretty good job of nullifying him though. I felt like there was a lot of rounds, particularly on the defense from Jemkin, that he had the operator or the tour de force in hand and he was getting dogged off the line, or the movement was just a little bit too clean from Buzz and he wasn't able to hit the shot. So T1, even with the limited resources that they have with a comp like this, they get the most out of them.
It's really close, but either way now we're going to toss it back over to the desk. It's Victoria, Paper Thin, and Big Todd!
Oh my goodness, what in the world?
Are you okay? Big time?
Why did he do that to you?
I feel attacked.
Yeah, well, I mean...
What's the emergency
You're an easy
services
target.
number?
Yeah.
I mean, your shirt is that loud,
Yeah,
to be fair.
That's clearly what we're going for today.
Well, this is really interesting. Of course, the question is always, why would you pick into T1's Pearl? But you could see that RRQ prepped for this. It's just so unfortunate that a lot of it didn't go through after those pistol rounds.
Yeah, I mean, ideas and prep are only so good until you get punched in the mouth by this T1 roster, and that's truly what it felt like. It felt like they were not even concerned by RRQ's game plan. A lot of the times we saw those big individual moments, and what's scary is they didn't even need Meteor this map. He didn't really have to do anything. We just saw everybody else begin to take over, and you got to start to worry a little bit for RRQ, because where is this team going now? This was your own map pick. You've come in there with clearly a lot of ideas and thoughts, but you're 0-1 now in this series, and T1 are moving towards very good maps for them.
Well, we did need Meteor's lockdown at the last.
Yeah,
both the couple lockdowns he used were actually very impactful. They were actually like difference makers. But like, I mean, first of all, Buzz very, very good on the neon.
Yeah,
he again has dipped his opponent in that regard, and he looks very comfortable. And again, his selfless nature of just being like, okay, we need to get info at this position, so I'm going to yeet my body in there. We've already gotten the site. I want to figure out exactly what their retake setup is going to look like, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive through and, try to take somebody with me. But he does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of, like, getting that space and then doing a lot of the info gathering beyond, what Stacks can do with his util.
Which is a huge step up from kickoff, right? Buzz earlier, it was a lot of just sending the body in and not much happening after that. So I'm seeing that improvement at least there for T1. But RRQ, they had a really good game plan there in terms of map control.
Yeah, I want to pull up round 4. For me, this is a round that got me excited about RRQ on this defense. I felt like they understood how to counter this Sky. So they try and force Jemkin off the line, and it works, but it uses their dog. So now they really start to struggle. RRQ react with that knife towards a main and take it. They know it's only Munchkin there, and he can't walk up to challenge this now. So T1, they sense this gap in art, because there's always going to be a little bit of a gap if you're not using that Killjoy. But I think RRQ just understand that they don't have that Sky. They can't go back, they don't have that Sky dog. They can't go back towards B-Long. They now can't go A main because it's messy there, and they're forced back into this trap from Xfero.
Yeah, and I think some really good individual moments here, as well as the trademark being just in a perfect position to, anticipate what T1 might do in that moment, but also Crazy Guy's KO on the defender side I thought was pretty well set up. He had a lot of really impactful fragments in particular that delayed T1 to get his team into better position. So, like, the theory and methodology was there on the defender side, but the attacker side, I felt like the Sky was getting more value for T1 than the KO was for RRQ.
Yeah, I think that just goes to show, even if you put all that prep work in, I feel like RRQ did a lot of things right in that map, especially in that first half. You can tell it's well thought out. You can tell they've got smart ideas. But ultimately, in that second half, then it just didn't feel like they had a lot. It didn't feel like they were individually able to stack up to what we saw on the side of T1.
And Munchkin was a huge part of that too.
Yeah.
Munchkin was actually just fine.
He's lurking around the map. He's finding these gaps all the time. And if he's shooting you in the back of the head, it's going to be a real tilter.
And he was winning the contact battles too.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Sorry, it's just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, T1 were pretty masterful on that map. But one agent that we had our eyes on this map, of course, are the Chambers. And Jemkin's Chamber, well, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, we were hyped for this Chamber matchup. I think there's no doubt Izu got the better of him. We saw nice moments from the two of them. I was much more worried for Izu. I felt like he's going to have a tough time. He has a lot of util to play into, but he didn't seem to let that bother him at all.
Yeah, I mean, that shot right there was
that was
absolutely
nice.
filthy.
Yeah,
but I mean, as the game went on, like, Izu was able to be much more impactful on the defender side, especially on the retakes. Like, he has so much confidence. Look at this right here. Goes in, peeks for one. There's somebody watching the cross on his left that he doesn't even see, and he still is able to get the kill and get out. I mean, just in general, more impactful from Izu, especially on the defender side.
And that's the thing. That, for me, is what sets apart those okay Chamber players to the real strong ones. It's that they understand those little gaps where they're able to swing. You can't stand in the expected places, because that's when you're going to get hit by the knife. No one's going to expect that second to swing through the smoke. They don't have util ready for you there, and Izu knows how to push those limits. So, in my mind, definitely got the better of Jemkin in this opening map.
Absolutely. And while between both of these teams, Team 1, I would say, is still definitely favored to win, hence our predictions. But I do like generally the direction RRQ is going in. You know, they're definitely working on stuff right now, but they have to take bind. Otherwise, they're going to take their first match loss of stage 1. And going to bind here, this is Team 1's pick.
Yeah, you're a little bit worried if you're RRQ now, and I think the big question for me is when we last saw them play, they were playing that Neon Waylay. Do they bring that out again, or are they showing that they want to try and swap ahead of the patch coming in next week? Because if now is the week you're taking to swap across all your stuff, you're going to expect a dip. But this is a game that can qualify you for playoffs. T1 are on the edge of playoffs now. So I'm very worried now for RRQ, especially if they swap away from this comp.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, they still won against Varel. Yes, it was very, very close, though. And I definitely have some concerns, but we don't know exactly what T1 might be bringing into this here exactly. You know, the Yoru, of course, is, like, probably not going to be making an appearance, I would think. So is it just going to be, like, a single duelist with Izu just still stuck on the chamber? Or are we going to try something a little bit different? Maybe a Gecko in there or something like that could be in the wheelhouse of, like, what T1 maybe could be thinking. I don't know. That's just me really going out in the left field. But I have to kind of disagree. I don't like what I'm seeing out of RRQ. I think they're really they're just not their normal selves right now. They don't look like they're really reacting to things properly. They don't look confident. They're not winning a lot of their 1v1s. So I'm nervous.
I mean, I predicted them today because I was really hoping to see that step up. It's not a ceiling problem for these players. They have it in them, but they've just not found themselves in this meta. But now back against the wall, they have to find it if they want to get themselves into playoffs today.
And we had this question earlier, of course, with the Waylay nerfs coming up. Is RRQ going to use the same comp that they've always been using? They are a Waylay Neon loving team right now, but with the nerfs coming up, are they going to be bringing something new and testing out the waters?
I'd like to see the Raze.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Raze is such a natural fit for them. They can play it so easily. It obviously fits Bind very well. Also, bringing it in, though, it is going to stick with that Waylay Neon. Jemkin on the Waylay, Monya on the Neon. We need to see better synergy from those two together on this double duelist, because that was a problem for them even in their close wins. On the side of T1, Izu sticking with that chamber. Very stock standard comp for T1. Everyone's in a comfort role.
I love what T1 has cooked up for this. I think this is well within their wheelhouse. You can play a lot of the same kind of synergies and ideas that you just did on Pearl. So keep it simple, keep it straightforward, let these players do what they do best, and that's take contact fights and win them.
Yeah, because the mistakes that RRQ was making with this comp last week and the week before that, T1 is definitely going to punish you for that. So RRQ definitely have to clean things up. We're going to send it back to our casters. We've got Pilsky and Quack!
Quack! Nice try.
Yeah.
I think that was weak sauce. We could do a lot better. But either way, yes, they are absolutely right. Still on the precipice of walking into playoffs. But also, if they lose, it's not the worst thing in the world. They still have some more games to go, but we're going to table the Rays Waylay for now. We're back into this. Very similar compositions. T1 still specializing in what has already worked out for them.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned for RRQ because they only just barely scraped a win over Varel with LP going for, like, nuclear on the chamber last time around. He dropped almost 30 kills, and it was something that was very effective against RRQ playing this exact same comp. And I look at Izu and I'm thinking, this guy's looking sharp today. You've got a much more well-rounded team on the side of T1, playing a map that they very clearly know how to play in multiple metas. Bind has been a very, very good one for them for quite a while, and they're always great at getting aggressive on this defense.
So hopefully as RRQ might catch up to it. Of course, they have this played last. As mentioned before, they will kind of just take things a little bit more slow and steady for now.
RRQ very much expecting some aggression or some kind of info push somewhere, and playing to potentially try to punish that. But after nothing happens in the early round, what is the mid to late round play and plan from RRQ? Trademark inside of Hookah here for T1. Guarding Light does confirm that someone is there, but it might be a bit of a false sense of security as Munchkin is not actually inside of Hookah. It's a high-low on the back of the B site.
Guess enough for RRQ to head over to A instead. Toxic screen supporting.
Buzz and Meteor both here with Sheriffs just looking for picks as RRQ try to get into the site, but not really given any opportunities to do so.
I don't know how much stake I would put in Buzz with a Sheriff around the smokes. Just trying to play around the spike plant, but feels like they're going to have to give that up as well. A couple of shots tagging through against Xfero inside of Showers.
Still a lot of great util here for RRQ. You've got the Saturate, Molotov, Relay Bolt, as well as a Guiding Light on Cushy. It's going to be a little bit of a challenging retake for T1 here.
They've lost the initiative. Smoke down once again as well. Just listening for the tap. Of course, you can't use util if you're getting shot down. Saturate already spent, refracted into the open. Buzz, free kill. Then off towards Hang On. What is this? Backside, A short. RRQ is not shooting. And just blocked off by Smokes as well. It's going to be the post-plant utility to try to buy a bit more time on Yet. Does he have it? He does! Triple kill saves the round. RRQ with pistol once again.
I thought they'd fumbled the bag on that pistol. I'm not going to lie. The Brim Molotov was used very early on, and T1 hadn't even tapped the spike yet. Then they get a couple of kills coming back in on this retake. Jemka gets nothing done from bathrooms. That's a bit of sloppy movement through the side of the wall. Those are just free kills. But it's Monya and Crazy Guy as the wall drops that dive out together. And it's like T1 was shooting at them with like water pistols or something, you know? It's like watching Mika Fabs get assaulted on the desk again. By us, of course, the analyst with the water pistols.
Hopefully no more water pistols for the remainder as Headhunters come into the fray. A big tag against Cushy, but Armor will soak that up. Now, RRQ back to just holding default, not really seeing too much double hookah setup, though.
Slow anti-eco here for RRQ. Something that they've had a little bit of issues with today, I'm not going to lie. Get eco twice on Pearl, so let's see if they can kind of right their wrongs as the Trailblazer goes up straight through into Garden there. Rest of RRQ creeping up and looking to just try to push down A with that Viper Wall in tandem. But he's found a little bit of a gap here. Walking down the middle of the map with Munchkin and looking for a flank.
Cushy. Slight through timing as well, and he's going to find the first headshot, but instantly replied by Munchkin. Go time for RRQ into A site, but Buzz is still snaking around with that Bucky. It's going to be Meteor. Mentioned the Smink, and the Viper is the one that comes up with two. Picked up onto the Spectre as well. Spike retrieved, instant call for RRQ to rotate over onto B.
Yeah, wall goes down. Munchkin's in the pole position to kind of stop this one.
Oh no.
Needs to get cleared here.
Sparrow, you've got to. But he goes down. It's just Chemkin left. And this Vandal absolutely robbed away T1 again. This has happened 3 times now.
It's just pure tilt territory as RRQ here. There's no other way to put it. You've been ecoed 3 times in a row in this series. I don't know if you can recover from that. I gotta be honest. I know we're 2 rounds into this game, but there's not many more tilting things than what's just happened here. That is phenomenal pre-fire from Munchkin. He is on one today.
You can definitely tell. They even took their time in that round, but they still found the same result. Unfortunate. Now with the flashes getting eaten up. RRQ with all pistols, a couple of Buckies, in fact.
Yeah.
Just looking to storm the front gate.
I mean, it's Monya and Jebkin that have to get something done here if RRQ want to cause a little bit of an upset. Stim goes in, as do the smokes, as Jebkin dives up onto the top of truck. But no one there to find him, so he's forced to refract away.
And that's unfortunately where Cushy goes down as well. Clear sign for T1 to try to set up. Not too bad with the movement from Monyet though, but that Outlaw was always going to be a menace as Izu moves up to threefold. Buzz to finish, supported by Trailblazer.
I'm out of here.
Really, really good stuff for T1. 4 guns kept over to continue on in this half. Outlaw's still in play. Buzz is going to buy himself a shotgun to min-max the money. It's a dangerous-looking bonus for RRQ to consider as they head into their first gun round in round number 3. They've been a pretty slow, measured attacking side thus far on the pistol and then to the anti-eco as well. But they might go a little faster this round. Let's have a listen in and see what they've got planned.
Go left, guys. Viper B.
Skyflash bilang.
Maybe Viper chamber B.
I'm ready to duck, call it west.
Oh, aja, am aja.
Lagi nak. Viper. I'm gonna flash. I wish.
Yeah, Snake butted off the line there. Good defense of Hookah from Meteor, and he's going to stick around for more here. Pushed away, though. Doesn't win that exchange, but still alive to get healed up by Stacks inside of Garden, and that will mean that they can still lend the Viper wall outside of bathrooms to the rest of the team.
It's just still so incredibly oppressive. Forces RRQ into A short where Izu has the operator now. Just trying to time it right. Monyet trying to play tricky, but still. Boom goes the dynamite. Back across with Buzz and everyone to begin the rotations over.
Yeah, RRQ anticipating some more aggression here. Stacks is still in play with a guiding light in tow. Cushy finally getting that spike down, but it's a 4-on-5 for RRQ. They're somewhat surrounded here.
Still possible for RRQ with Crazy Guy possibly taking control over Bats. Buzz turns around, however, but also wants to push up in towards short. So while most players might be corralled around, Crazy Guy might be able to save it. No, all 3 getting shot down. Izu marks Bats. RRQ try and try, but again to no avail.
Kind of getting destroyed. Monyet's been the standout on this map, and he was up before the round even got started. Tried to jiggle the line as best he could, but Izu still finds him before RRQ goes for that A execute. Lose a lot of that playmaking potential once he goes down, especially in the post plant. Like you see the guiding light coming out of U-Haul with multiple players diving out with it, but it's a lot less scary when you've got a Waylay Brimstone coming out of the smoke than a Neon that can kind of fast lane and cause a little bit of havoc there. Timeout now for RRQ. It just feels like it's not their day today, gotta be honest. The way these halves have started, it's very, very hard as a team to mentally get yourself into the game. Like, they are a very resilient team. They've dealt with a tough set of circumstances in the past. The Tokyo Finals comes to mind, for example, or some of the comebacks they've been able to put together in the past, but
is it like
this would be something unreal from them.
2-11 or something against Shenji, but this, yeah, a very different results. I mean, it's not just round-to-round losses, but it's the fact that rounds they felt they should have had, that thrifty, now they're getting the spike down, but still not quite able to hold it. Still got to wash all that off, though, and that's hopefully what this timeout does. You want to bring that winning mentality back into it. Just feel that process, play the rounds out, try to right those wrongs, and do it for Vietnam. Do it for Ho Chi Minh. The playoffs at stake.
It's a big economy built up for T1. Got the op out for Izu. He's getting close to a tour de force. Once they run out of the finances, that's where the ults start to get mixed in as well. RRQ, they've got a lot of work to do. Wall getting put up, trying to wait for some kind of a response for a T1 who's just playing fully retake on the A site. Probably see them just drop the Trailblazer straight through bathrooms and retake through that side of the map. Meteor looking for a pick. Not able to find it, so RRQ given the site. Just go through Bastard, just going to complete the retake from spawn side. Interesting.
All right, well, at least they're close to ults, so even without the additional bats angle, they might be able to scrounge up something here. Relay bolts and more utility spent forces out Monyet's overdrive as well. So just to delay the retake a little bit further, wait out the overdrive to burn out. Op shot fired as a slight warning. Then suddenly the flash and slide Buzz in along with Munchkin. That's Orbital. Sent over onto Lamps. Monyet flushed out of position. No response. The rest of the team all straggling back and forth. One back into Lamps. Perhaps looking for post-plant util, but no angle. And now it's just Cushy onto the Stinger. 1 kill, but nothing else.
Oh, this is just too easy for T1. Every retake going so well for them. Very patient with the way they're constructing them as well. You see the utility invested, like the fast lane and Buzz diving up inside of that with the guiding light. Baits out a whole bunch of utility from RRQ in the post plant before they actually go in together. And with Munchkin getting that kill, as you mentioned, the Orbital able to deal with the U-Haul control, which is usually the kind of annoying position to retake on that defense. You don't want to go anywhere near that when the other team is on a half bite. Not a single mistake being made by T1 today.
It's A+ on the report card. Well, RRQ buying back up, however. This time trying to head back over into Hookah. Clearing out with as much util as possible.
Yeah, Sky Smoke from the attackers. What? It's unlucky. Spammed down to 50 already. Cushy will probably have to heal him up. Got the Seekers and the Orbital. And it's not too late to start getting going on this attacking side, but you're going to have to win so many gun rounds back to back to crack down on this T1 economy.
See if this first step over onto B gives them anything.
I've got your trail.
In position is Izu. Will rendezvous out. The Seeker's being spent as well. Stacks. Have to watch out around the smokes.
Plan goes down nice and easy for RRQ. They do have the Orbital in the post plant. They're starting to make moves towards Elbow. Izu's hanging around here though.
And it's gonna fire off more shots. Re-peek as well. RQ still trying to push the issue, especially the pit going out from Spawn's side. Buzz making use of it alongside Stacks. The duo as healthy as ever. Look at Munchkin clearing out over to the top of Hookah as well. RRQ, however, has other intentions. Heavy ordnance always in mind, and there it gets deployed. Despite getting it halfway, Crazy Guy will unfortunately deny Izu, and Xfero comes up with quick threefold. Munchkin, nice attempts, but the Sentinel and Controller for RRQ will put the round on the board.
Yeah, very nicely done from Xfero. That's his first 4 kills of the game. It's an interesting retake plan for T1. They Vipers pit out their own spawn to clear some of those close angles and then kind of use that as a launching pad to retake the site. You see the guiding light straight through. Doesn't end up working though. See that RRQ win that elbow exchange, push Izu away without losing a pick, and then once you put Xfero in a post plant, you know he's good to convert it.
Either way, nice recovery. But now Izu comes in with tour de force. We'll eat the Trailblazer for now, backs off. It's a 3-stack on the other side. RQ still trying to force the issue. They're trying to pick up the pace, but it all absolutely gets halted by just Meteor crashing into them. Crazy Guy has to take the angle if he is to retrieve the spike, but now it's a high-low. Look at the sidestep, the movement as well. No chance for any of the RRQ players as they all get deleted.
I mean, Meteor, he might have been missing on the first map, but he doesn't go missing for long usually. That's just an individual play from the man on Garden side. Completely shuts down RRQ's offense. And this is just a failure to trade. 3 players swinging out on him. Not much util behind it. Need to be snappier. You can tell that it's starting to get to RRQ a little bit.
Next attempt.
Blinded.
And it's going to be Stingers, Sheriffs. This time into Hookah. Once again, Meteor will look to greet them, but fully blinded. It's the deck. It's now Munchkin. Oh, and Buzz, and they're just going at it at the firing range.
way too easy. Buzz tapping away there. Izu's already quick on the flank. Only 2 players left up for RRQ, and Jemka drops the spike in market.
Spike down B.
Sphero, bandit in hand, had a pretty standout round in the previous. He's pretty clutch, close range there. Brings up Izu relatively quickly, and that's going to bait the rotation back towards the A side of the map. But Xfero's actually read this quite well so far. Does have the pit in the back pocket. So if he gets himself into an afterplant with the pit down, there's maybe some potential there. Does have a snake bite as well, which can melt somebody inside of a pit.
You would have to run over quick. There are potential rifles to pick up over in Hookah as well.
2 guiding lights and a Seekers for stacks, so that can really help with kind of the process of elimination. The Vandal is not what you were looking for, though, especially if you throw the pit down here. You're not going to have the advantages of the traces not being shown.
Either way, he's going to try. Pit down, and maybe to play around angles into halls. No, just play it safe. The Seeker, though, and that might be his undoing. Flash supporting as well. He's trying to dodge it, but okay.
Yeah.
Instantly hit by Relay Bolt, more bullets.
It's a very hard retake to be converting, like a clutch even with the pit down there.
Not the boom you
I mean, you get the Seekers, that helps you just aim all of your util, and then you just dump Guiding Light, Relay Bolt on his head, and there's not much Xfero can do there. Nice attempt. But T1 are just making 0 mistakes right now. Even Meteor going down inside a hookah there doesn't really matter when you have 2-3 players still on this B side of the map ready to deal with things, and Izu's got a quick deep info line on the chamber. Have not missed a beat all day long.
And always was kind of that half buy as well, eco rounds. But we'll move on. With guns coming back in, Jemkin on convergent paths. Poison orb emitting.
Izu back on the operator once again. Over towards that bathroom line. Stacks goes down. This is the break that RRQ have had very few of so far in this game. Munchkin looking to take any hope away from them. Those swings out of the smoke. Izu on the other side of the map. It was a brief moment of reprieve. About 5 seconds you were feeling good for RRQ, and it immediately fades away.
It's like you're just starting to feel good. You managed to throw 1 punch back against your opponent, but suddenly they come again back at you with more. No answer once more, but RRQ trying their darndest into A site. Its Trailblazer might have spotted Izu. Buzz, however, just continues to try and throw this way off.
Oh, he got hit by Relay and still finds the flick. And back in he slides and slides. Jemkin silenced. I've never seen Jemkin down in like this before.
He's having a rough game for sure. Waylay on the attacking side can be a tough proposition. In fact, Buzz has been a player that's had some pretty rough games starting out on the attacking side with exactly that agent, but no issues on the Neon at all. What a flick onto Monyet there. I think a second before he gets hit by that relay bolt, and if not, that's the most cosmetic stun I've ever seen. Cleans up Jemkin for good measure. RRQ back on an eco again in round 10.
Go, go, go.
Judge, Stinger, Bulldog, okay. You clear out Hookah, you try to flash yourself in the sight, maybe?
Yeah, Izu is omnipresent, though. It was Meteor here before, and he didn't have any way to get out, but on the chamber, just hit a quick mouse 1 rendezvous.
Oh my god.
The other side of the map, Buzz has found a pick onto Xfero, trying to lurk out of baths, or up short, perhaps. Things just go bad to worse for RRQ.
T1, Izu, they can do no wrong.
They're really good at the moment. They're in fantastic form.
That's absolutely right. Form. And also very much likely to potentially carry this forward into playoffs. In position afterwards be long, but okay. Pushy. Tries to buy the rotations over for his team onto B site. T1 starting to bite.
Yeah, opportunity found. Easy spotted out, creeping out towards the other side of the map though. RRQ and Crazy Guy, as well as Jemkin. Buzz in that pivot position in from bathroom side, just not someone that you could deal with.
Spike planted.
Not right now. Couple of shots fired off into the smoke as well. Crazy Guy trying to play around it. Trying to bank onto his molly, if anything. Tosses it a little bit early as well. Just Jemkin into the off angle with a judge. We'll see if he's able to play up more, but...
One enemy remaining.
T1, they're toying with their food now. They're hopping all over the spike, baiting out the peaks and reactions. Crazy Guy will be the first to fall, and just Jemkin flying wildly across your screen, but ultimately to no effect.
It's been a dominant first 10 rounds of Pine here. A singular gun round for RRQ and a pistol, and that's it. Dear God. T1 are just on another level right now. Can't even blame, you know, Xpero or Monyet for trying to make some plays. Monyet a little bit more coordinated than the Viper lurk through the wall. The individuals are just trying to get something going on the side of RRQ.
Timeout.
Again, I think the same as what we saw over on Pearl, both of the timeouts used by RRQ in the first half.
Feels like it was really necessary as well.
It's panic stations from the coaching staff, no doubt about it.
Would love to think about what they're saying. You also got to think forward towards the second half, the defensive side for RRQ. Perhaps then Jemkin might get a bit more involved.
I mean, it's really hard, like in these positions where, you know, all momentum has been taken away from you, the win's completely gone from your sails as a coach. You need to kind of rely on the fundamentals a little bit and come up with some rounds, because nothing is really working. You know, you can try to pump the boys up as much as you possibly want to, but when, you know, things are feeling a little bit quiet or people are a little bit emo because of how the game is going, really, you just need a round win. You really need a good call to win a round and start to restore a little bit of belief for the team. So we'll see what they can come up with. Hit goes down on short. And these are the small little snags that if you're not considering them or you have a certain kind of game plan when you go into the timeout itself, now everything that you talked about is a little bit more of a moot point, and this is where Crazy Guy will once again have to mid-round you out of a tough situation.
Potential. Still, if you can find at least a bit of a morale boost towards the end of the first half, that is some hope for the remainder of the map.
Bathroom side, I think you probably would have wanted that to be the one-way for T1. Seen that all before. Out comes the Seekers, though. They're very much trying to flush Meteor out of the pit here.
They will. He's backed in towards Lampsport now, but quick reaction with the orbital as well from Munchkin.
Yeah, they're going to turn tail, head back towards Xpero, who's making his way over towards Hookah. You've still got garden control as Izu inside of the pit. Meteor and Buzz have taken all of that space, and I think Buzz is going to get on for a quick flank here.
Especially if he hears the footsteps as well.
Oh, this
back
is...
it around. It's Jemkin to try to keep his eye on the angle. Turns around. Oh, Buzz might have seen him. Izu finds first contact and greets RRQ with a lovely "how do you do?" Buzz calls it to his team. He knows he has their back, but it might not even matter with the off angle being held. Izu again. Absolute and utter destruction from T1.
That's a death sentence. Post timeout, you aren't able to deal with the pit, and T1 completely outplays you. Izu gets the opening pick on Monyet for the second or third time this half. You lose your neon entry. Buzz is quick on the flank. You've got a fully stacked B site. Reactive utility deployed before they can even get out of Hookah or Garden. There's a molly under Hookah, a snake bite. Potentially been used later on there.
Oh no.
Last round of the half for RRQ. Izu once again on the line.
And he hears a lot. And he's looking for Monyet as well. It doesn't even matter because Buzz right around a corner. You've got Rendezvous being popped as well, but Monyet onto overdrive. Gonna do his best. Spots out the target, but gunned down by the operator in play. Xpero's turn as he heads on for the exchange. Spins back on a dime and might just have found RRQ's footing.
Yeah, TP back towards the other side of the side. Xpero still in play here as the guiding light goes up over the top. He slips into Munchkin's smoke. In the meantime, RRQ have got all of this space on B. Plant goes down for Cushy.
And Crazy Guy to support. Quick activation from Izu, however. It's toward the force. And he's looking to put down Fields. At slow moments in time, Crazy Guy backs himself into an off-angle round elbow, just trying to watch for the spike. Xfero's still across the map though, so if everything goes south on B, things could be devastating. Teleporter being put in now, and it's Izu who marks the angle. Shot confirmed. Just Xfero left. He marches up long and spots his target. Hostile down. We've got 3-9, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, Xfero has just won them that round outright. It was only 3 kills, but every single one of them, so much impact. It's a round where RRQ is just down and out. Monya at least gets one before he gets cleaned up on the backside of the site, but Xfero from triple, 2 kills, able to stay alive. The pivot across back from RRQ. You could tell the pressure's getting to them, because if Crazy Guy was the one to plant the spike there, they would have had an orbital in the post plant, but instead it's Cushy to plant for nothing, and then Crazy Guy feels the need to push and get punished. Almost a round that RRQ could have lost for themselves, but Xfero, a player that even if the odds are completely stacked against him, or no matter how many rounds you are down, he's so experienced, he never feels the pressure in those clutch moments.
It's always that fine line you're trying to toe around between pressure and relaxation, just to find that nice little middle zone that puts you in flow state. Safe to say, composure was definitely lost for majority of this first half, while T1 was just... everything was going swimmingly for them. I'm not entirely sure how to break it down.
14-3 from Buzz is just another outstanding performance from him. This is feeling like he's gone back to like his DRX days or elite kind of tier performance in terms of being a duelist inside of Pacific. I feel like in this particular like T1 quote-unquote super team, there's been periods where he's just been average or not great. Especially during the Waylay meta, like he's not really been the primary fragger of the team. He's been more sort of a role player, but on the Neon, especially when he's piloting it as a solo duelist, this guy is just putting up ridiculous numbers.
Absolutely dirty. I mean, he's part of the, I think, big reasons why T1 has been finding these thrifty ecos today. And now onto the attack. He might be the one to launch the assault over onto B. Molly drawn out.
Yeah, all picked up by Meteor. They're thinking about pivoting back towards Izu, who's hanging around on the backside of bathrooms. Big flank came in, or TP rather, from Jemkin as he refracts back to A. Trailblazer looking for some info. Dealt with by Meteor, and Monyet's done very well to clean out the lurk.
Ooh, it's actually back over in a hookah.
Let's see what T1 are going to get done here. Maybe waiting for Izu to try to find a pick on this A side of the map before they commit to B.
Definitely trying to slice the pie for now. Xfero still jiggling, will confirm. Has Snakebite to try and delay and stall as much as possible. Oh, saturate as well, and a smoke.
Yeah, a lot of util used there. Now T1 creeping outside of hookah, spotted by Monyet.
Now you got less util for the retake. Oh, T1 is happy with this result.
Everywhere they go, they're getting pushed away by utility, but look, they could still make their way into this A side. Deep smoke on spawn side has created some space for them.
Just push a little bit deeper through, especially supported by the flash. Now it's Buzz. Close range. Jemkin, does he have it? Finds the first. And that could be enough, but suddenly it stacks. Munchkin, Izu! Monyet just goes wildly B-hopping across outside of bats, and Cushy trying to find the trades necessary, but Munchkin never bothered, unbent, unbowed, unbroken.
And that's the first pistol that T1 wins this series. That's the crazy part about it. Okay. They were 4v5, completely out-rotated. Jemkin makes that a 5-on-3. What is that smoke from Munchkin? That smoke's got a massive gap in it.
That just took me out.
Nothing matters, man. 2,000 kills for Izu.
That works. I'm out of here.
Oh, what a map, what a game, what a series to be achieving that career milestone. But still now it's going to be an attempt from RRQ. The Force, Stingers, Bandits, and Sheriffs.
Yeah, Xfero on the line here. Has no escape plan. It really is just deliver headshots or you are dead.
Ouch. Okay, the first one's good. Not a better second. It's going to be Munchkin with the Guardian.
Healed back up by Stacks. Trailblazer through the middle of the map allows Monyet to get a little bit closer on the flank and does deal with the trademark to make T1 concerned that RRQ could be pushing down the middle of the map. Easy's going to go back and re-clear all of that space as the smokes come into the A site and the Trailblazer will clear out all of these close angles.
It's always that ebb and flow, the push and pull, but T1 feels ahead of that game right now as they stream slowly but surely around their smokes.
Could get a double TP in from RRQ. T1 is very much taking their time here. They know that U-Haul is dirty.
Just do well to avoid it. Check other corners. Oh
30
no,
seconds left.
Spawn's been marked. And that's more guns being robbed away by a force that wasn't strong to begin with. Back out from the teleporter, however, and they're trying to go in fast. Monyet with the judge. Relay confirms more kills. Now it's down to Stax and Izu. They've got some position, some angles, but do they have the shot? In for crouch peek, but suddenly RRQ has come alive!
Hey, if you're not going to win the pistol, you better win the second round. They have turned the tables back onto T1. It's been happening to them all day long. Invested a lot of money in the second round to get it done, but that is a very big step in the right direction. T1 very patient in that round. Did catch Crazy Guy unawares, but it's the TP play, and Monyet, who I actually believe picks up Buzz's judge from bathrooms there, and uses it against them.
Nice, boys. Thank you for the judge badge.
Thank you. He's so well-mannered. That's what we love about Monyet.
Terima kasih.
Oh, man.
Now Buzz back onto the Bucky. Surely not enough thrifty. Jemkin this time just trying to shut down all potential of things going awry.
Yeah. I mean, getting rid of the Neon with the Bucky is a big boon here for RRQ. It's a big risk factor that you don't have to worry about anymore. The rest of T1 are still grouped up towards A.
Smokes down.
RRQ is doing all the normal, sensible things you want to see. Smokes to keep the attackers at arm's length. They've got some reactive utility ready. The relay bolt or the saturate on bathroom side. Not going to be used. They're just going to give T1 the site.
Perhaps a bit. Not much you can do around the utility for now.
Just want to wait for the rotations to come in and play a 5-on-4 here. Snakebite and Molotov don't delay the plant for long enough. There's a Trailblazer from the attackers. Do confirm that RRQ are playing in U-Haul.
Oh, Stax. Trying to play sneaky around it. Will get spotted out. And more reinforcements arrive. Meteor not quite able to find the shot. Jemkin just wants to confirm more kills, more ult points, and more rounds for RRQ.
It's a slow game from Jemkin, but he's starting to get himself warmed up on the defensive side, and this could be the very, very dangerous part of the map where the Waylay could get going. Get a Jemkin an operator or get him on the front foot with a rifle or something like that, and that's where he can actually start to cause T1 some problems, even if he hasn't been able to do so on the attacking side. First gun round here for T1. We have the bonus from RRQ. Still kind of getting themselves organized on the map right now. They're going to play both of the duelists towards A. Let's have a listen into RRQ and see how they deal with T1's first gun round.
Yeah. Nice. One bilang. They Viper smoke bilang also. Oh, they wanna insert the Viper like pistol, I think, guys.
Come shout check.
I smoke, okay?
All check.
I don't smoke.
No need. Go.
I one way shot.
Get right side, yes.
Yeah, Jemkin's got that bathroom line and he's got Monyet to hold short for him. So he's feeling very comfortable over on that A side of the map for the time being. Rest of RRQ looking for information on B. T1 playing this attacking side very slow for the time being, but 3 players spotted out by the dog is a big tell.
Pretty good information being retrieved, but feels as though T1 has also just shifted down a gear intentionally.
Love to see Jemkin push after you see 3 players on the B side of the map. Just getting an even deeper info line. Needs to be careful about the TP later on, but given the fact that the Sky Smoke is there and RRQ, oh, that is cheeky from Meteor. Hold on, he's dodged that Sky Flash very nicely.
Yeah, this is where things could go bad. Cushy trying to reposition around it. T1 always set their sights back into B site. Fast lane and orbital quickly deployed. Buzz finds first contact. Xsparrow not too bad, but still needed a little bit more. Buzz relentless with how he's tearing up the site. Just Moniette, who tries to maybe get a couple of pot shots through the smoke, but not quite finding too much.
Yeah, Jemkin closing in on the flank here with the operator, but Moniette's got to do the lion's share of the work from spawn side. T1 know exactly where he is, and there's a disgusting off angle there. Dealt with by the fast lane.
Just to try to bait and confirm more positioning, or at least to keep players in, but oh no, a sudden high-low. And Jemkin does not have the shot.
He's never had an opportunity to get into the round. I mean, to be fair, his job was done, really, in that round. He got that Bathrooms info line and held it well, and that's where you need to see RRQ with a 3-stack on B be able to hold the site, and they just weren't able to do so. T1 spacing and trading a little bit too clean as they go up to 11. These are two teams that were contesting a spot at an international. T1 made it there. RRQ didn't off the back of kickoff, but that's the kind of statement that would make you think that this matchup should be close, and the same thing as the middle bracket final in kickoff. It just hasn't been.
We're not seeing it. I mean, what was this round with, you know, Meteor dodging the flashes, everyone from T1 marching up towards Hookah?
I mean, for T1's just playing a slow attacking side, and it feels like they are kind of taking the approach of, if we get our execute off, we're just going to win the round. As long as we don't lose a pick moving through the map, then this game is ours. And that is exactly what's been happening. B-long control secured by T1 early on. Trademark confirms that there is at least one player in Hookah. Dropped a push from Izu.
Meanwhile, for RRQ, it's to hedge their bets on these B setup. Jemkin on an op, the double stack inside of Hookah. If that disrupts T1's first pick.
And T1 again just trusting the execute with RRQ on that A Bathrooms info line. They have no incentive to rotate.
I've got your trail.
Just trying to tag on through. Mid-air shot by Jemkin is strong. A second one found and collected upon now Cushy. Suddenly, a big barricade in front of Munchkin, and he's not able to really set foot across this passing. Maybe just slightly into elbow? No, not even. Jemkin turned online.
Yeah, big 3K on the operator. He was looking sharp with the Outlaws, slowly starting to work his way into this game on the defensive side. Jemkin starts to get fired up here. That could cause some serious problems for T1. He's not even necessarily going on the front foot too much. That was very passive positioning in the backside of the site, just hitting every shot that was necessary. Shaky stuff inside of Hookah, by contrast from Xfero, but it's a good thing he had some backup.
So we can find more rounds like that. Trying to swap around their positioning for now. Jemkin this time into Babs. Will spot out with the first, but that's initiative now taken by T1.
You want to play?
They speed up off the back of that. Bathrooms all given over towards Izu. This now gets him access to the tour de force, and that is what allows T1 to feel comfortable slowing this round down. Meteor on the active lurk. Dealt with by Jemkin. First shot of the round missed, but he won't make the same mistake twice.
Not seeing or feeling too much else around A. It's going to be Cushy who jiggles back and forth around long for information. The Trailblazers should confirm.
And his Trailblazers have been so good. Like, he's honestly just been dogging in the mid-round and finding exactly where T1 are. And given that they're kind of death-balling or 4-1ing every round, it's basically the best information you could possibly get from your ENIT as RRQ.
Definitely incentivizes Xfero to reposition. Still worried about Hookah, of course, though, but now the Seekers come in.
Izu just going fishing. Trying to find anything he possibly can with the tour de force. Wall is still up and Xfero not peeking, then just not giving him anything right now.
30 seconds left.
Just trying to play around the fast lane, perhaps, but look at RRQ just setting up a blender outside of this B-long position. Slowly but surely starting to come back into the game.
What a B-hold. Even the tour de force secured there from T1. Doesn't have the impact that they were looking for. And I dare say this is going to be a timeout now for T1.
Looks like it, unless...
But too easy. Started off well by Jemkin, and it's a nice hold inside of the site. I mean, this previously was a site that T1 breached fairly easily with the weapons, but without as much punching power. And losing Meteor on the other side of the map, it's a very easy hold for RRQ. As expected, time for a T1 timeout. the first that they needed to take in this game so far. Have done a pretty mediocre job of keeping the information game honest. I think they just, as I said before, just trust their executes a lot of the time. They don't really care if RRQ knows that bathrooms is clear. That's where you need to see T1 kind of do what they do best a little bit better. It's either Izu or Meteor that needs to get active on the lurk. Somebody needs to get into an annoying position. You'd love to see them with an insert towards U-Haul or something like that, or just drop someone off inside a hookah, because it feels like in a lot of these rounds, either the Trailblazer or the Operator or even Crazy Guy, I think it was just jiggling bathrooms, is getting the information that RRQ needs to make sure that they're stacked on the correct side of the map.
I should think T1 are capable of such plays, despite us not seeing it so far in the second half. But at the same time, very clearly, a big problem in the rounds would be Jemkin on and off.
I mean, if they drop off Izu here, that's exactly what I want to see from them. Out comes the pit over towards B Long, and exactly that. I mean, this is just dropping the chamber off on the lurk to control the information and look for picks on RRQ's rotation. Now you're going to see pressure back on that A side of the map.
Yeah, first step of the puzzle. Izu, whoa, trying to get himself safely into position.
Oh, he's definitely spotted here. And this is a very cheeky off angle from Monyet. Trailblazer looking for information on the A side of the map. And that's exactly what you wanted to see from T1. What a beautiful hookah drop off.
Despicable. Now off towards A site. RRQ are prepared, not seeing too much else. They knew that it was just the chamber. Jemkin needing to come up huge for T1 as well, for RRQ as well, but suddenly, okay, Crazy Guy will start to step up to bat.
Once again, the brunt of the push is being dealt with extremely easily by RRQ. Even if they find a kill on the lurk, the defense is just putting up a wall. T1 cannot break through.
Throw as many bodies as you want against the shield. As long as it is intact, RQ should be having these rounds any day of the week. X-Pharaoh slowly back out from market, but T1 slowing things down again, just another step further. 5 seconds to go, and they're still thinking about getting the spike down, but it's orbital forced out of RQ's hands. Won the round, but in terms of the long game, still got to think about that. Stacks continuing to build up towards Seekers.
Yeah, T1 keeping things dangerous. Meteor was finding a few chinks in the armor there. Made you nervous for RRQ. A Crazy Guy, another excellent hold on the Brimstone. The multi-frag giving him the orbital. That's such a dirty off angle from Monyet, but T1 just read him like a book. Sorry, Izu rather read him like a book.
Yeah, his POV, but either way, forcing out the orbital.
Gonna be a big fight over A short here. T1 just looking to simplify the approach.
Sudden rush over onto A site. Is RRQ prepared? It's gonna force out so much utility from them. And meanwhile, not too many rotations just yet.
Yeah,
what's the call?
Buzz has got U-Haul controlling. It's going to be hard to dig out now the orbital's being used. T1 losing Buzz once again here. Jemkin getting active with the Operator.
Not too shabby. He's going to reposition off refract, but suddenly Munchkin very alert to worry about bats. Izu coming in from the back. More op shots being fired off straight through into the pit. Izu! He's letting Kashi slip. And now he's got every single target lined up, but he goes down! RRQ still in this fight. The storm in them surging forward as they look to hunt down bit by bit. It's RRQ up to a 9th.
Jemkin again finds an opener on an angle you would never be expecting. Like, Buzz gets in U-Haul there with the judge, and I'm just thinking like, okay, your job's done, mate. Just sit there the rest of the round. You don't need to do too much. But diving into backside gets him killed, puts T1 at a disadvantage when they would have had a pit in the post plan. I guess he popped the overdrive and tried to go aggressive on spawn side, but it just feels a little bit forced and unnecessary. T1 feeling like they're getting a little bit desperate. Haven't been able to find any of these attacking rounds, and oh my god, this could be a vintage RRQ comeback.
One that we've seen quite often. It's very possible as T1 are back to another partial buy, 4-1 split that we've always been observing.
Yeah, Meteor on the lurk, looking to have some impact. Trailblazer and Guiding Light exchange over on long. Buzz has made his way quickly in towards Hookah, but with only a shotgun, he's going to need to close the distance.
Otherwise, though, RRQ now just encouraged to play in forward position.
Wow, that is such a sick adjustment from RRQ. If you go back and look at the replay there, Stack's Guiding Lights up over the site, because RRQ have played a passive setup on B this entire half, and this time they double up Garden, and T1 completely overlooks it.
Wouldn't have expected it. But that's what confidence can do for you.
The confidence to buy yourself a hero Vandal. But when the rest of the team dies, you can't find anybody. Just feels like you're playing Blue's Clues at that point.
Need your handy dandy
30
notebook.
seconds left.
Not going to be able to find much, though. I don't think there are too many clues they can spot out, especially with crazy guys just holding the perfect crosshair placement.
I think we might need the notebook at this point. The coaches of T1 still have one more timeout left. And nothing is going the way of T1. And this scoreline is getting concerningly close. Again, like you hear the Guiding Light explode behind them up into the site with Buzz trying to dive in with the Bucky.
Yeah.
Just weren't able to read the setup.
First round that they were playing such a forward position.
All right, Operator out for Izu. Orbital and Seekers. Jemkin getting active once again. He's been so fantastic at finding these openers, and Meteor down around the corner.
Well, Izu now raring to go. We've got Trailblazer back into B long.
I mean, it's got to be Seekers into Orbital, but RRQ has been so good at holding this site every single round.
Right. Makes you think twice about that execute. Jemkin in position as well. Even if you do pop the ults, will that be enough? Allows for Buzz to get deeper, though. Oh, and suddenly Munchkin pushing off of it. It's Cushy down in the dirt. Monyet out from behind, swinging. Will he find the kills to bring RRQ back from the brink? It's Molotov as well, and suddenly Stacks just backed into an angle. Buzz trying to hold off towards spawn. Jemkin on an operator. It's going to be tough to take this fight, but he gets a go at it. Hops across. But T1 just never falter.
I mean, the Orbital made all the difference there. Deals with Xfero outright, and Waylay goes down as well, in towards the backside of the site. You start the round so well. Oh, the stun was so sick there. Xfero, nothing he could do. The Waylay forced to dash outside of the site. And in the 2-on-2, T1 have exactly what they need to get the job done. It's the first round where RRQ has not been able to hold B after a lot of effort done on this defensive side here.
Will be all for naught if this round doesn't go absolutely right for RRQ. Back to what's worked for them previously.
Yeah, quick bathrooms control from T1. And once again, they're dropping off Izu to look for picks. Monya and Jemkin are hanging around in this part of the map, though. This could have yet another op duel between the two.
Situation's tense. Okay.
Trailblazer dealt with. I don't think Izu can go for the aggressive peek here, as Rendezvous just a little bit too far away.
I'm wondering if the Trailblazer might have spotted him out as well. But either way, Jemkin's going to sit tight. It's going to be down to Cushy out towards B long.
It deals with the opposing Trailblazer after looking for information over in this part of the map. T1 don't want to allow them to have that Gardens control. After they saw the Trailblazer come through the TP, they do their due diligence, work back towards that B side of the map and clear things out. This has prompted a 3-stack from RRQ on B, but it's going to be an A finish from T1.
If T1 can overrun Monyet, this might be curtains. Monyet does his best to try to hang back. And now it's all onto Jemkin. Still trying to watch for it. Will be flushed out by Molly. Monyet still trying to hold out towards the back. More utility getting dumped in just to prevent the spike from going through. But suddenly, shots fired through the smokes. And also Lamps being held under control. 10 seconds left. T1 begins to make their move. And that's where Buzz goes hunting off to the back end. And the spike confirmed. It's just Xfero left. And he walks. And he walks right through the sound heard. Meteor confirms
T1 close it out and lock in playoffs. Down with a 2-0.
And RRQ just a little bit too slow to start. Couple of rounds slipped through their fingers. Couple too many mistakes today. And even though T1 was a little bit slower on Pine than they were on Pearl, still good enough to get the job done. They're really playing at an elite level right now. Little bit hit or miss in some of the maps. They let things get a little bit too close against Varel or DFM perhaps. Maybe you could say the same at the end of Bind, but regardless, they're getting clean wins across the board.
Couldn't agree more. That Pearl was impeccable. This Bind, sure, a little bit shaky here and there sometimes, but once again, I mean, the performance today from the entire squad is something to be said of.
Yeah, it's really a thing to watch when you see T1 with good calling, the individuals popping off and make plays. You can see why these guys can be a threat not only in Pacific but also on the world stage. For RRQ, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. A little bit of a tougher road through the rest of this group. Had some easier games front-loaded for them. But look, we'll see if they can find another path to Ho Chi Minh.
More games to be played, but for now we're going to have a listen-in with Jen on the stage.
네, 방금 경기 승리를 거둔 T1의 먼치킨 선수 만나보겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
GG Munchkin. Now, first off, without
this map as well, because it